It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
Ha, that makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
What he means by pessimism is resistance. And that's what COINTELPRO was all about, stopping the resistance.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change.
We hide it in plain sight. One of Plato's greatest works was the allegory of the cave. I feel in order to understand the political matrix, we need only to look into this allegory. We first have to open our minds to the possibility everything is not as it seems, that things we've always known to be truth may be lies. For if we can't perceive the lies we've ingested, we can't see the bars on our mental conditioning. For that is how you walk out of the cave and see the political matrix. Hello, hello, hello. This is the Political Matrix. I'm your host, Marcus Young Morpheus Cage, and I'm here with my lovely colleague, co-host, Miss Voodoo herself, Miss Tio. How we doing?
What's up, y'all?
As you
Just out here
see,
doing projects before the blizzard of a century comes and blows us all away.
yeah, that's going to be interesting too. How this is going to affect things going forward.
What, the blizzard?
Yeah.
Right, fuck that blizzard.
Well, I know it might be all right in some areas, but some areas are not good at dealing with this. So we're gonna see how it shakes out, and when they start putting in all those what is it, declaring it a national what was it, statewide emergency or whatever, state of emergency.
They already did a state of emergency in Virginia, North Carolina already.
Well, see, y'all can handle it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
That's why I'm like, I'm
next
over here chilling. I'm not doing shit.
But like, I remember when I was in Florida, Florida can't handle that.
Well, it's funny how if you look at the map, Florida is just like, ooh, we're having a party next week, y'all. Sorry, y'all going through hell.
So. I mean, it's the same thing with like Georgia. Also, Georgia can't handle snow like that. I remember watching Atlanta get like an inch of snow, 2 inches of snow, and the whole city is shut down.
Man, stop playing. Look, let me tell you something. Even though Virginia is getting snow, like we're gonna get an inch and a half an inch of ice, or an inch and a half of ice, and they done shut down school on Monday. The snow ain't even here yet.
See, that's bullshit though. Virginia, y'all can handle that. Y'all been handling that for years, so that ain't nothing. That's like hearing in KC, oh, I got 2 inches of snow. So what? That's normal. But like for instance, in Atlanta, they don't even have like, snow trucks. I mean, for ice, they don't even have those. They got like 2 for a whole entire city.
Well, they got ice. They got ice, all right. Not the ice you think.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. So we're definitely gonna get into. I started out. I put something in the chat before the show, and so I figured it would only be right for me to go on ahead and clarify. It started off, and shout out to everybody who's out there. I see Kate, she had put in, how did we already get to January 24th? I never saw this coming so fast. Well, you got a lot of bullshit going on. It does make things go by faster, whether that's good or bad. And then I responded with, midterms can't come fast enough. And then the lovely lady Alex out there said, why are you enthusiastic about the midterms? I will take a guess. The Dems may be in the majority and life will get better. Well, yes and no. I don't think life will get better as in it's a binary type thing. It's kind of like if you're getting jumped by somebody, you got 10 boots kicking you in the head, and if you're able to at least stop that, that doesn't mean you're not still feeling the pain. That doesn't mean that you all right. That just means that the damage is mitigated to some degree. And what I'm saying, what I believe will happen is some of these judges will have a little bit more power to start going after some of these people. Because right now you got an administration that does whatever it wants in every regards and ignores all laws. And if you have at least somebody who has a little bit of power to push back on that and slow up, what's going on. I mean, it's not saying that they're going to be able to stop what the hell is going on with the Trump administration or other things, or just because they stop one thing that they're going to fix all these other things over here. I'm not saying any of that. I still think all the stuff that's going on with Gaza is going to continue. I still think all the BS that's going on in Ukraine is still going to continue on. There's a strong possibility that we still might end up in a war with Iran. So I'm not saying any of that stuff will stop, but the one thing I do think that it will hamper some of the stuff going on with ICE and watching American citizens getting shot in the streets. I think some of that, it might be at least some consequences for people who are out there doing that kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. And so shout out to Warren. See Warren in the building. I see who else is here. I see Dingo's here, and I see Laney is here. Shout out to everybody else who I didn't mention or who's just sitting kind of in the background. I get it. Electoral politics doesn't occupy your brain. It doesn't really occupy mine either. It's just when I think of throughout, at least through my lifetime and through most of the recent history that I've studied, we haven't had a president which has been as rogue as the one that we have going on right now. And I think it makes things far more dangerous. And before, as living in America, we've been comfortable enough to look at other countries around the world and try to fight on behalf of those who are going through their struggles abroad and not necessarily have to deal with it at home. And I think that what's going on with ICE without some kind of mitigation or slow down, things are going to be going just as bad as it goes in a lot of these other countries, which I think is inevitable. But at least if you can get somebody to not throw 10 punches on you and you only catch 3 or 4 punches, that's still a better state than you were in. Not saying that's what you should aspire for, to just be doing mildly better. But when you're being attacked, you would hope that you can at least diminish that attack to some degree. I don't know, Till, what do you think about what I said?
No, I agree, because even I feel at times that I become, I talked about the desensitization of everything these days, because it's like they don't give us enough time to like take in what just happened. So like just how I came to you and was like, oh, somebody else got shot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that's crazy. And it's like, if we're doing that on our own home turf, what the hell? How do I got any room to give a damn about somebody across the way? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're desensitized to the shit that's going on in our own country. ICE kicking in doors, and we like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We're having to have the TikToks that tell us that, hey, harboring one of your neighbors, if they happen to be an immigrant, is a felony. You know what I'm saying? That's harboring a fugitive in a sense right now. And not once has like a number of people considered that the Gestapo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not correlating it to the fact that like, sounds a little World War II-ish to me. And if you want to believe it or not, because you know how I feel about apple juice people. But nevertheless, they are still doing the same tactics that were used back in the 40s or 1940s. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, history is definitely repeating itself. And is it because it's repeating itself and we already read it in a textbook that we don't care?
Yeah.
Is it happening like, because now we have World War II happening on our home turf, and it's a point of like, well, why would I give a fuck about what's going on over the way if we got our own shit going on? Or even we have too much of our own shit going on, and I don't care anymore. Like, it's to a point where I'm just over. It's like going to a buffet. It's going to a buffet. You done ate your Asian food already. Okay, that's Dover. You know what I'm saying? You done ate your, you know what I'm saying, your German fix. You done went and got your pasta, and now I'm sitting at a buffet table eating my hamburger, and now I'm full. I don't care about nothing else now. I done got my fix. I'm full. Because like, you got to also think, like, I deal with stuff all the time with dealing with like just nutritional aspects of our country, and that shit's ass. Like, our food system is ass. And then just hearing all of the crazy ass stories of like all the things that are changing, and that in itself is my main focus on top of the political games that are being played, and it just sucks. It really
Yeah.
sucks. Because now
Well,
I feel shitty because my brother had said something to me and it kind of pissed me off, but I get it. My brother is not as in tune and inclined in these conversations like I am. But then he tells me in the same breath, well, sis, what am I supposed to do? Like, what can I do about it? I can't do shit about it.
well,
And yeah, we can't do shit about it.
well, something that you said that made me think about something, and I wanted to mention. Because I'm looking at the administration as a whole, and some of these things that are going on, and I see what Warren put in there about Schumer and Jeffries, which I think they're going to be out of here soon enough. So I don't think they're going to be much of a threat. They're literally, committing, political suicide by the track which they're taking. So they can keep trying to obstruct things and slow things down. As far as, because anybody who's seen as looking at their helping administration, there's no room for you that are going to be, in politics. I think it's going to get to a point where that's just going to be an untenable position. And what Till brought up about the food thing, what we're heading towards on so many different fronts is we're heading towards, what Michael Parenti talked about, and RIP to him because he just passed away. We're heading towards a time where we might actually go into full-on capitalism again. And if you look into what full-on capitalism was really occurring in the 1890s, that's when you had full-on capitalism, when you had there were basically no child labor laws. You had, kids working 14 hours a day. You had the pollution in max everywhere through all the different factories. You had more pollution into the water, into the ground. You had more contaminants in our foods. You had all of these things just increasing and worse and worse and worse. And you just having where corporations can do whatever. And at that same time, profits, went, through the roof. They were extreme. Well, right now we're already at like the wealth gap between the 1% and the average 99%, the rest of us, is already widened way past the Gilded Age so far. And so what is that going to look like now into this future? It's going to be even worse. And I think for anybody who I feel, keeps that context of thinking about the late 1800s into the early 1900s, and then eventually going into the Great Depression, I think that the situation that we're going to head into is going to be 10 times worse than the Great Depression. I mean, keep in mind, like, one of the most jarring things about the Great Depression, I remember, was like, it got so bad, people were taking like their elderly relatives and just leave them on the side of the road to die because they had no way of taking care of them. It was like literally, so do I take care of my father who's 75, 80 years old and sick, or do I feed my kids? And when you start putting people in these kind of situations, we're going to have a very dangerous society. Also, like Alex is saying right here, right now, we have full-on authoritarianism. Well, what makes authoritarianism even worse than what you had during other times in history? They didn't have the technology that's going on to this day and age, meaning they didn't have the weaponry that's going on to this age. So the way that they're able to spy on you, use AI for propaganda and all that, is just going to make this even more. It's going to make it even a worse situation. If you go into like some of those battles that happened in World War II, especially from the Russian front, you had a lot of just average farmers who were grabbing their gun and joining the war effort and fighting back against the Germans. you're not going to have that same reality. And I know a lot of people who love to read about the communist this and the communist that think of this great revolutionary day where we're all going to grab our guns and fight against the government. And I'm like, do y'all not see what just happened with Venezuela?
Man, listen. What's pissing me off is all these TikTok motherfuckers that swear they was get the YNs, bro. That's what we need to do. Round up the YNs. They might.
Yeah.
They quick to want to pull that switch out, but
what I was saying on that, Till, is if they gonna go that route, you can't do it like what just happened recently in Minnesota, which I see Chamonix is talking about. And I do want to talk about that a little bit. You can't do it going heads up with these people. That's why I was saying I'll clean it up a little bit. You need to have some hood people around you to kind of advise you on how to deal with this. You can't go toe to toe with them when they all amped up and they got, they're all, they're with their gear and they got their whole crew and they can call backup. Yeah, you can protest and do that, but you better make sure to keep your distance, because right now they're in a situation where they can just pop you and no consequences. They can just get away with literally murder. And what I'm saying is, what I would do, because for those who grew up in the hood and you run against your ops, would you say, oh, don't worry, I'll catch them slipping? That's what you need. That need to be the mindset. I'm not saying forget, and I'm not saying just let them do whatever. But start knowing where these people are and let that information be widely known. I guarantee you, these people ain't always armed up, and there's going to be times where they're not sitting up there 15 deep, 20 deep. There are going to be times where somebody decides, oh, I'm going to go see my mom. I'm going to go see my wife, my kids, this and that. I'm going to go back to my hometown. I'm going to be in church. There's going to be times where they're not going to be all mobbed up together. There are going to be times where, okay, you ran up on somebody in a crowd and was able to go after them and single this person out and do whatever you did to them. Hey, turnabout is fair play. And that's what I'm saying. In the streets, how they would handle that is catch them when they slipping. You're never going to be able to match force with force in that situation on the street. It's always going to go against you. It's just like the same thing having a shootout with a cop. So let's say you holding your own and hey, he started it, he's shooting at you. You feel like you're in the right to defend yourself, to save your own life. Well, what does he have? A radio where he can continuously keep calling more and more and more. He can call helicopters out there. He can do this. And so you're fighting, when you're fighting an asymmetrical warfare, you need to understand and be strategic in the way you fight back against this type of enemy. Now, I'm not saying it necessarily got to always go to chitty chitty bang bang. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that find ways to attack back. Hey, it can be you find out that this dude ain't been paying his child support. It can be you found out that maybe all his friends and family don't know what he's really up to. Turn him into a social pariah. There's so many, and I'm saying, if you can get the information, just the information alone on who these people are, who did what, when they did, document this, because Trump is not always going to be in power. The Republicans aren't always going to be in power. And I guarantee you, maybe you might have a Hexeth and some of these other people who might get some degree of protection. But it's a whole lot of these ICE agents and people like Greg Bovino and all that. They're not going to be protected. Some of these people are going to see the inside of jail cells. And when they do see the inside of jail cells, maybe some people in there need to know exactly what they're in there for. What I'm saying is you got to be strategic and start figuring out better ways to go at these people than just walking up. And what I see typically, and I get it, a lot of, let me just snatch the Band-Aid off. A lot of white people are used to being able to say, hey, this is not right, and get up in somebody's face and do that. That white privilege that you have and have been able to use that on behalf of helping out, minority groups, that is being revoked right now. You're not able to step in front of, the LGBTQ person or the black or brown person and step in front of them and use your white privilege as a shield to help us. Right now, you in the same boat with us, and they don't give a fuck about protecting you because you're a white male or a white female. They at this point are ready to just lay you down. Exactly. Right now, protesting is futile in this way. But recording and keeping always staying in their face pressure is not futile. Except with these people, they are looking for an excuse to throw tear gas. They're looking for an excuse to crack heads. They're looking for an excuse to put holes in you. And right now, they have an administration that is going to give them safe passage and cover. And that's what I'm saying. Understand, typically in the past, let's say they did this under Biden. There's a strong possibility they still could face charges. If they did this under an Obama, they did this under Bush, many other presidents, a Nixon, Reagan, they weren't going to get involved all the way down to the level of a shooting in Minnesota. They're not getting involved with that. State, local, y'all handle that, whatever. Those presidents didn't get involved down to down to the ground level. But this administration is different. This administration is circle the wagons on every single thing. If it even seems like it's anything that could be related to them, it's protect, 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 protect. No matter how, don't even hear the story. Automatically just protect as first instinct. And so that's what I'm saying. Sorry to go so long of a tangent on that. I don't know. Till, did you want to step in? That's all I'm saying. Oh no, I guess I could read some of these comments too.
Marcus, I'm gonna run off real quick, get my iPad because my phone's gonna die, and I'm gonna hop back on.
Okay,
right.
Cool. Yeah, let me read some of these comments. This is exactly the point which I'm saying. Lady Alex here says, I cannot tell anyone to approach these thugs. You are risking life and limb. And that's what I'm saying. You need to understand that these are people who have waited for the opportunity to go after you. In their head, you are leftist. You are their political enemy. They feel like, I remember being in Florida and seeing like all the bumper stickers, liberalism is a mental disease and they are the enemy. And some of the most craziest, authoritarian shit that they would say. They literally see you as the enemy. They see you as a traitor to the country and they want to do you harm. That is what war is in their inward hearts. That is what they have in mind. And they're trying to dress it up as, no, we're just following procedure. No, I guarantee you, these same people, you can go through any of their social medias over the past probably 10, 15 years, and you can find that they have said probably the most negative and hateful and harmful, destructive stuff, and have showed that they want to commit violence to their political enemies. And now they are getting a license to do that. It's kind of like if you went to the Crips and Bloods and all of a sudden, or Crips or the Bloods, and just gave them a badge and let them go after the other side. This is what is going on right now in the guise of, oh, this is about immigration. Because like I already said last week, you do not have to do this if you really wanted to stop immigration. You don't need troops in the streets and all this crazy nonsense. It's very easy to do it because President Obama deported more people and didn't do this. Proving that you don't have to do it the way they're doing it. And I'm not saying I agree with that. That was great what Obama was doing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if this is your approach, if this is what your goal is, there are other ways to get to that. You literally, if that's what you really want to do, you can literally just find all these corporations and find them for every violation, and it ends that quickly without bringing any troops involved in there, doing any of that stuff. You can literally say, hey, if you do not report that, hey, you've hired this person illegally. I mean, there's what I'm trying to enunciate, I guess, is that there are ways to do this without being violent. But violence is this is the kink. They've been waiting to do this because they've got in their head every single undocumented person that they run into is a cartel member. They've got it in their head. Well, I won't even say that. There's probably a portion of them that think that way, but there are a portion of them that just don't like the fact that you are taking America and turning it into more of a non-white country. And for that, that is your biggest crime. And so when you're dealing with basically, I'm trying to remember, what was that term somebody said? They said it's not white supremacists, white narcissism. When you're dealing with white narcissists, which they're insecure about their country being changed, they want to harm anybody that has to do with this. Yeah, it's okay to say we have no control over this. And this is what I was saying when I would hear some people talk about how they were going to fight back against this and fight back against that and whatever. I hate to use a crude example, but if a man who is let's say a 6'5", 250-pound man is holding down a 4'11" woman and decides he's going to take advantage of her, how much choice what options does she have to really stop that? When there's nobody around, it's just the two of them. More than likely, there's not going to be much she can do about it. And that's how we are most of the time in these scenarios, except it hasn't clicked in people's head that you don't have the power that you think you have. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, and I used to protest also. That's the reason why I'm saying you got to understand when you're dealing with police officers, which are allowing you to have your peaceful protests, and when you're dealing with people who are looking for an excuse to hurt you. That's all I'm saying. And true, peaceful protests, they got away with killing Malcolm, they got away with killing King. There's so many others that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember who's the one where they got him at his house. He was heading into his house and they hid in his bushes and shot him from the bushes. Man, that's gonna kill me. I gotta remember who it was. I can see his face clearly. Who I'm talking about, but I just can't remember his name. And I've been wanting to mention his name the last couple of weeks. I just keep blanking on it. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Man, why come this is blanking on me? Assassinated. Hold on, bear with me. So let's see. Who am I thinking? Why is it giving me all these people from? I guess I probably should have specified America. It's giving me a bunch of other people. Whatever. Never mind. I'm not going to hold it up anymore and keep moving. Well, in defense of veterans, many do become cops, but then you do have many who become protesters also. And those ones who get out and become cops, even within those, you have a 50-50. You have those ones who get out and then they show more restraint because of military. And then you usually have some who get out and they have less restraint because of what they learned in the military. Because if you're following SOPs in the military, granted, most of these wars are not legal, they're not just. I'm not arguing that point right now. I'm just arguing what you're told to how you're supposed to operate and what rules. There are plenty who follow all the rules of engagement, who they don't infringe on that. But I've served with plenty of people where you got in the military before we even got over to these countries. They already were using derogatory slangs of everybody over there. They already had a hatred of Muslim countries. And what it is these people's political beliefs, many of them before they even join the military, carry on into the military and carry on after they get out of the military. The only difference is now they have skills and training. The only difference is they have skills and training. But most of these people who do this horrendous stuff while they're in the military, they were this horrendous person before they got into the military. They were this horrendous person when they got out. The UCMJ is the Uniform Code of Military Justice. I wonder that also, John, because the stuff that I see, it doesn't seem like they teach that. When you listen to people like Hegseth, it's like he doesn't listen to any of that. He doesn't value any of that. He's those same type of people, which I remember that would come out of like West Texas or something and came in, these yahoos who were like, yeah, we got to go against the Muslims and the Arabs. This is that mentality which I'm talking about, the ones who go in and they learn these skills and it helps with their prejudice. It helps them become a more dangerous predator in a sense. Not the ones who come in because most of the military is made up of people who come from lower income settings. And so either you kind of grow up either kind of politically agnostic and you're just kind of living in your city, don't really care or focus on much, or you might have a little bit of a center left to a leftist lean, or you come from these rural areas a lot of times and you're very hardcore right wing. You may come from a very racist background. And that's one thing I learned in the military. You have all of these different people who are coming from all of these different walks of life and already have, so many things imprinted on them. And it's not even because some people will think, oh, well, maybe it's what they learned in the military. It's not that. It's when you come in. Yeah, you do have some people like me, which I signed my military paperwork, ASVAP and all that, and not ASVAP, but going to MEPS at 17. And setting it so as soon as I graduated high school, I was going straight to the military. And then you have some of these people who they joined the military at 26, 27, 28. They've already been out into work life and they've already had these certain beliefs and experiences. Some of them come in and they're already on that Proud Boy oath keeper type stuff. So that's what I'm trying to say. Your belief systems make a difference when you come into the military, and a lot of that informs your behavior before. So that's why I always when people will say, that people get out of the military and become cops, that necessarily means that they're going to become a bad cop right off the bat. No, I mean, for instance, ROEs, like rules of engagement, there's ones that'll literally tell you if somebody is not directly shooting at you, you cannot fire back. That you have to, I can't hear you, Till. Uh-oh. But there are these, like, I saw this video of one troop. And I saw this video of this one troop. This video of this one troop where he literally picked up a puppy and slung this puppy off into a cavern. That's not something that you learn in the military. That's something that is within you. That's something when you got some issues already going on. And so that's what I'm saying. We got to always factor in that, hey, people are people before they come into the military. All right, so still can't hear you. Said, what's up, Rondo? Nope, I still can't hear you, Till. Here, let me see. When you join, Rondo says, I got a homie who waited till he was like 25, 26 until his brain was fully developed. He at least had enough sense to understand that he was young and stupid when he joined the Navy. Yeah, I mean, you know how many people go to the military and literally they don't know anything about politics, about any of this stuff. Like nothing. They were just a kid who was having fun, especially like at the time period when I went in before like before social media was really a thing and politics was all over social media. I mean, I get it might be a little different now. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
God damn.
I said a lot.
That agent had me fucked up for a second.
I was like, I said a lot, and I know you coming from military parents, being a military brat. I know you can weigh in on some of that stuff I said. I don't know. Did you hear me?
I couldn't hear you. I can't. They said veterans want to be cops, and I was like, bad veterans want to be cops. And if we're gonna talk about veterans that got that, I heard you say the Proud Boy thing, and then my went crazy. But if I'm, let me know if I'm still on track. So veterans that get out of the military and still want to do their motherfucking due diligence by beating people up and supposed to be public servants, I don't have respect for y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like them overzealous valor holding motherfuckers. Something's wrong with y'all. But I also understand that there is a group of people that get into the military with no guidance, nothing, you know what I'm saying, nothing at home, didn't learn shit at home type vibe, and then they get here and they find their fucking way. And unfortunately, sometimes them finding their way turns them into dickhead white people or black people or just dickheads. Let me just say dickheads. We're not gonna make it racist. They just be dickheads. You know what I'm saying? And then they become Green Beret dickheads. They become special service dickheads. They become Navy SEAL dickheads. They become special ops motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And now they out here doing top secret missions and they have purpose. Then they get hurt or then they get out and then they walk around Earth with a chip on their shoulder because they don't have their purpose anymore. What do? They take that little bit of fuck. Now, granted, I will say this: about 70% of them motherfuckers that go in the military with that mindset got picked on in school. And y'all know who I'm talking about. It be them weird motherfuckers that got picked on that ain't nobody like in school, and they got a bully complex with them. Keep in mind, they do got that sprinkled on top. But nevertheless, boom, they get out, bing bop boop. Now they trying to figure out their purpose again as a civilian, and now they got to find a version of what they had in Iraq when they was out here probably doing the wildest shit ever. If you have a moment, please go find a YouTube video of the motherfucking cartoon that tells you some of the 12 worst war crimes that American military did on other people. Number 2, crazy work, because it talks about the Iraqi men that went over there, freaking raped a little girl, raped a little girl, an Iraqi girl, and then set her privates on fire after they done murdered her fucking kid. Murdered her family. And her uncle found them. Then the insurgents went on a bloodlust type vibe because they was like, oh, we getting it for ours. And like, what? The cause and effect of that is crazy. But nevertheless, that is an overzealous, overvalored ass crazy motherfucker that found his purpose, which he wanted to kill people. Then they get out of military and have that same mindset of that purpose of wanting to kill people. Now you got the cops that are shooting people in the street. Now you got these ICE motherfuckers. ICE is probably full of nothing but motherfuckers that probably got dishonorably discharged or Purple Hearts. It's no in between, because the motherfuckers in between are common, decent humans that just happen to be in the military. It's the other motherfuckers. It's the Purple Heart motherfuckers that went above and beyond for their country, and they really want to save their country. No black power fists involved, but they really want to just do the best for their country. And then you got the other motherfuckers that don't give a damn about nobody. They just want to kill.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they take their Velcro name tag off and put a badge on their chest, and you done fucked around and gave them motherfuckers immunity. They hear the shit that Trump and them talking about. Oh, we gonna make sure all the cops got immunity. You can cap anybody who you want in the street, leave them dead. We gonna make it sure that you don't gotta serve a day in court. They just let the dude. They just let the cop that left them new. What the fuck is it called? Luvad. What? The school shooting in Texas.
Navalny.
Yes, they just let that cop go, and he left the kids to get shot. He didn't do his job, y'all, and it was like, it's okay. You was a scared pussy ass nigga. It's cool. You can't do that. You can't do that.
And you know he's former military too.
You can't do that. How many I now want to ask, how many of your comrades you done got shot because you was pussy?
Hey.
How many of your battle buddies is not breathing today because you had some hoe in you?
And that's what I try to explain. You got plenty of them out there who, hey, they only signed up to get a paycheck. They get out there in the shit. They like, whoa. This ain't what I signed up for.
Y'all want me to do what?
I ain't about to die for this.
We want you to kill some insurgents. What?
And that's the same type of person who ends up being that police chief and Uvalde. And that's what happens. He gets in there. He like, I am not about to risk none of my people for this. And it's like, yeah, but there's little kids in there, being shot. Yeah, but I gotta make sure none of my men get hurt. And myself also. And I'm not even gonna let other police agents decide to go in there to protect their own kids. I'm gonna try to arrest them. Shout out to Willie Bragg. What's up, Willie? Honestly, Rondo, it's really getting to that point where you can ask that question, how many today? Because it seems like, dude, it's seeming so frequently now that it's seeming like it's almost every damn day. And what Till is saying, I know plenty of those cats who they grew up on Fox News and Rush Limbaugh and all that. And as soon as they get in the military, they feel like they're on a holy war.
Yeah. They on a crusade. Think about the people that ran in the Crusades back in the day. They didn't even have Fox News back then. They was just listening to some random white dude telling them, like, we need to kill for Jesus.
Yeah.
They didn't even read the Bible. Motherfuckers was probably holding down the crusade and ain't even read a page of the Bible. Ain't with the one communion.
Facts.
But they in the thick of it. They were the first motherfuckers on the line ready to smite somebody down with their sword. Now let's go ahead. History been repeating itself. I just told you how it's been repeating itself. Now let's fast forward to now. You got ICE motherfuckers that don't even know the law about immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for citizenship papers. Who the fuck keep them shits in their pocket?
Yeah.
When the last time you kept your birth certificate in your pocket? Because I know your mama got it underneath the mattress. You a motherfucking lie.
Yeah.
You're a liar. Ain't nobody keeping that type of shit. You talking about, we looking for green cards. We looking for green cards. We looking for green cards. You telling me I have to sit in a building that puts it in a computer and y'all don't have a system in which to pull it up on your fucking phone?
Mm-hmm.
We got everything else. We got AI. We got deep fake, but we don't have a system in which you can go, hey, are you a citizen? No. And why aren't they asking them in that manner? Why aren't they asking people?
They got a system. They could do that.
Nigga, I know they do, nigga, because they can find my black ass. I went to Home Depot and bought me some motherfucking hardwood floors. They pulled up my new fucking number. I just got my Virginia number, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. I ain't had it that long. I used to have a Vegas number. That shit pulled up all my shit and my address. My ID is still in Vegas. How the fuck they know I was living here?
Mm-hmm.
So I know they got a system, but the problem that's getting me is the fact that at any point in time, they are not walking up to these people with the human decency of saying, hey, you illegal? Yes, no. Yes, no. No, they are literally going, is you illegal? That's what they're doing.
Hell, it's even worse than that. Now what they're doing is because of all the people with the whistles and all that and that are following them around, they're literally just roving down the street looking for anybody who's walking by themselves and snatching them like kidnappers.
You heard they turning their phones on the airplane mode so you can't find them.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between ICE doing what they doing and sex trafficking?
Well, there's some of that going on in there too.
No, it's all of the above. What is the difference is what I'm asking. Is there?
No, you
So
just
y'all
snatching
telling me,
people.
so the only difference between Diddy and these motherfuckers is baby oil? Ooh. Y'all done fucked up and got tea on a fucking high rant today. I'm super sober today, y'all. I ain't even smoked yet. I'm with it. I'm firing all 7 cylinders today. Fuck 6. We got 7 in this bitch. I'm about to be a V8 out this hoe.
To V12. But that's what I've said, you know.
And hold on.
You gotta, people gotta be creative at coming at these people. That's what you gotta do.
I love how she said, why are we upset at this point? I have no expectations, therefore no disappointments. And that's a fucking true. You can't really have expectations at this point. Well, it goes back to my original comment about it being a point of like desensitizing. Like you're at a point where you're just like, man.
But that's the goal. They really want you to just be to the point where it is what it is. Can't do anything about it.
Shrug shoulders.
That's the goal, because that's how authoritarianism and fascism, you know, takes over completely when people don't care. And that's the goal. And I'm not trying to chastise anybody. I get, you know, feeling a sense of hopelessness and dread, but I'm saying there always has to be that resistance to some level. And at some point, you know what? It might even be I've done all I can do, and now I gotta pass the baton to the next generation. It might be that. It might be the only thing that you can do at this point is to give advice. Now you're still doing, you know, I know you in particular are doing mutual aid. So you're still doing something, you're still contributing. But I get some fights get at a point where, okay, I can't do that anymore. It's just like a young person who was in the military or front lines, or let's take it away from that for a minute. Let's say you were in football. At a certain point, you got to retire. Now you might move on to be an assistant coach, quality control, scouting, something else. But at some point, your role transitions and you become something else. And you can't always be that frontline person out there. And that's all I'm saying. The movement is still going to need people who, I say it all the time, you know, it's like a fist. In order for a fist to be effective, it needs the fingers. You got to ball that up. You got to bring these different things all together. The fist need the wrist. The fist need the rest of that forearm. It need the elbow. It need the bicep, the tricep. It needs the shoulder. It needs all of those actions together. And it just can't be you as the finger doing all the work. It's a concerted effort. So everybody has to be putting in their work. That's the reason why I said how we would do it in the hood is you study the op. That way you can catch them when they slipping and you can slide on an op. You can't always go at the op when they fully powerful. I mean, hey, y'all saw what Luigi did or allegedly did. That dude walks around with bodyguards.
Hashtag free my dog. Free my dog.
That CEO walks around with bodyguards on a normal basis. But that time he caught him where they weren't there. That's all I'm saying.
No, they treated that motherfucker like they did goddamn Caligula.
Mm-hmm.
And they got him with the okey doke. He paid the motherfuckers to dip off. He was like, hey, take a little bit. No. He ain't had no security because he got paid off.
And shout out to let's see. Well, let me go back. Vicky, let's see. What was that first one? Let's say Vicky Calais says, hey Marcus, I brought a place in IE and we're 98% Latino in my community. So I'm waiting. Martial law countdown. I mean, I live in an area that is probably pretty much the same. It's probably about 96% Latino. And the surrounding cities right around me are the same way. And the crazy part about it is you did still see ICE. One of those very viral videos happened not that far from me over in Downey, where and since you and I, you probably definitely are familiar with Downey, where it was a couple landscapers outside, and they tried to snatch them into their vehicles. And all the neighbors came out of the house and started going against them. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the numbers ain't going to be on their side. And I'm just saying, anybody can get God. I'm not telling anybody what they should do. I'm just saying, as much as these people feel that they're protected and they can do whatever, hey, you got to pay the piper at some point.
I'm a hood bitch. Okay, let ICE come fucking with me. I'm telling them to put the gun down. I'm telling them unstrap. Let's get throwing the fisticuffs. Let's throw the fisticuffs straight up. And I mean that on everything I love. Let ICE be out here. I got a couple of friends that they might want to pick up too. Let them be out here, and I'm with my nigga. Dang, listen, I'm gonna tell Shorty straight up. Hey, Shorty, I'm gonna take that shit off your hip. Go on, take that off the bed. Hey, you get the best of me, you get my crew. I know, and we gonna that should lead us into our next topic. But if you take the best of me off the ones, and we gotta throw the cuffs, you want fair and square. You want fair and square. But if you're not willing to get your ass beat in public, baby, I don't even think you should hold a gun, in my opinion. And I'm going to say this because my friend told me I shouldn't say this, and I'm probably going to be a Nazi, but I don't even believe Nazis are real at this point in time, to be honest. But somebody might call me a Nazi when I say this. I will stand and die on this motherfucking hill till I am 110, if God let me see it. Motherfuckers should not be having babies without certifications. I think people need to have certifications before they have children. Everybody gonna be like, oh my God, you can't say that out loud. Fuck if I can't. You telling me you need to have a certification to fish. You need to have a certification to drive a vehicle. You need to have a certification to be a medical provider. You need to have a certification if you want to be a chef. You need to have a certification if you want to be an EMT. You need to have a certification if you want to hold a gun.
You gotta have a certification to be born and die.
You need to learn CPR. How are you bringing life into this world and you ain't got a certification in CPR to keep your nigga alive? But having babies is where y'all draw the line. You're like, no, we just gonna let them do that. No! Because some of y'all niggas needed a certification before you pop that little nigga out, because now he out here shooting people in Minneapolis. Where is his parents? And that's another thing. We need to bring shaming back. Because why are we shaming these niggas? We need to find this nigga's mama. I don't care. Dig that bitch up. I don't give a fuck. But y'all need to find this nigga's mama and shame him. Your son's a piece of shit and you gave birth to that. That's terrible.
Hey, Till, you probably can you'll probably remember this exact line or whatever. What was it? That Jay-Z song where he said we used to come from building blocks. Now we building blocks. Mm-hmm. He never learned to he never learned to use rubbers. Now I'm kidnapping his baby's mother. Hey, all I'm saying is they can be squatted up all they want. Everybody got vulnerabilities. Come on. And so if it's me and they came at me, I'm not gonna fight you. I'll put my hands down. You could do all the crazy shit y'all want to do, kick me around, beat me and all that. But my goal is I want to find out every person who's involved. Because just know a day of reckoning will come.
Alex, who is Alex?
A day of reckoning will come.
Lady Alex, I just had this conversation with some of my employees yesterday. My employees get their feelings in they get their feelings all in a fucking bunch because I tell them where they're fucking up. And I'm a very direct person. And I've learned to be calm when I tell them where they're fucking up. Prime example. Yesterday, I called one of my managers and I said, hey, the way that you left your refrigerator's unacceptable. Why is there, hey, Bookie Butt, I missed you, Jackie. I was like, Jackie, why is there shit at the bottom of your fucking fridge? Like, you need to be cleaning that the fuck out. That bitch actually had a fucking attitude with me. Had an attitude with me. And I said, are you mad at what I said or how I said it? Or are you mad because I'm pointing out your flaws? And she goes, well, I said, now this is the other thing. Are you mad at my tone? Or are you mad that I'm direct? And that's something I've noticed. People cannot handle direct people. It's not me being blunt. It's not me being stern. No, I'm direct. I don't do that pussyfoot and passive aggressive shit. No, I'm direct. No, I don't like you. We got to work together because I need a check. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to dap you up outside these 4 fucking walls. I would never dap you up off the clock. When I clock out, it's fuck you. Okay? But this whole thing about how society has this bubble and everybody got to tiptoe. Fuck your eggshells and fuck your bubble. If you suck, you suck, and I'm gonna let you know you suck.
Till, did you see the most recent shooting?
No.
I'm
Alex, I am in I'm not even in hospitality. I have a career of hospitality. We'll say it that way. I have a career of hospitality. Currently, I am the director of nutrition for a school district.
Yeah, I think I think I'm going ahead and show it.
Can we show it? Are we gonna get knocked off? Did you pay our?
I'm just gonna show it,
but I'm agent, nigga.
I'm gonna give a warning.
Now. Don't report.
You said how come ICE isn't in Doral or in Hialeah? Hey, no comment. No comment. You starting some shit. no, they pick and choose the areas that they'll go to. Other channels are showing it. Okay, well,
okay, thank you, Vicky. See, that's why we love y'all in the chat. Fact check us, because if they do us dirty, I'm gonna screenshot that.
Yeah,
because if they do us dirty and knock us,
I'm gonna give a warning. Well, worst case scenario, they'll just tell me I need to cut that part out, or they'll age restrict the video. Just a warning to y'all, if you're very, if stuff like this gets a little rough for you, viewer discretion advised. This is going to show somebody, losing their life. So here's the video right here, and I'll kind of set it up a little bit because things are moving fast and it's not really zoomed in. It starts off with they're basically trying to observe the cops, that they're doing the whistleblowing video and all that. Cops walk up on one woman and push her back really far. This guy, natural instinct, just like I understand most men would do. You see a dude pushing a woman down, you're gonna be like, hey, man, bro, what are you doing? Well, that officer gets aggressive, throws him around. A lady comes over, she tries to get involved and she gets slung around. Then other officers converge on that and start throwing everybody around and drag him aside. This guy is armed, legally armed, Second Amendment, it is a thing. And they take his weapon off of him and then begin to fire on him. But here, I'll mute up and I'll show you. And then at any point you want me to stop or whatever, wave, or I can show it back and we can break it down.
Go. What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Now, as you saw there, yes, they did pull him back and start spraying him in the face first.
So they kept him engaged in the situation.
Yeah. He's trying to he goes over and he goes over and tries to help the woman, de-escalating the situation. Another woman comes in and they throw her around. And it's like, dude, if any one of these cops seen somebody throw their mother around, what would their reaction be? I guarantee you their reaction would be more than to try to cover her and like, hey, stop. But you will, and here's another thing. You've already sprayed this dude in the face with pepper spray at close range, which you've already been informed you're not supposed to be doing. Then throw him down. There's multiple agents on him. You guys see that he has a weapon on him, which he legally has on him because this is a concealed carry state. You snatch the weapon off of him while he is facing down, already tear gassed, and with multiple agents off. One guy just decides to pull a gun out and just start tat 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 all into his back, and then the other officers, seeing this man is unarmed, just laying there, just dumping rounds into his body.
See, the thing about this now is it's gonna get to a point, Marcus, where motherfuckers ain't even gonna step in. That's what they trying to pass. They want it to the point where everybody's just compliant with what the fuck they got going on. You're gonna be too scared to help somebody.
That's their goal. But do you see why I was saying what I was saying earlier? Step back, because you can lose life or limb so easily. This is what they're waiting on. They want a reason to do this to you.
That's sick, bro.
And right now, you got all the right wing that is completely circling the wagons, defending this. And so and this is the reason why I said, step back, follow these guys, figure out who they are, make every one of these dudes fucking famous. Everybody needs to know who the hell they are. They need to not be able to walk these streets safely. And I'm not saying, because I know how people will try to take my words and spin them or whatever later on. I'm not telling anybody what they should do, but they should not be able to walk down the streets without wondering, is somebody going to come and arrest me someday? Is somebody going to attack me? Am I going to be able to walk into this restaurant and get service? Am I going to get service in most places? Because I know if I'm running a business, you get the fuck out. Coming in my shit. You ain't coming in my place. They need to at least at a minimum be treated like a pariah. Their family needs to be embarrassed. A family need to know who they are, because maybe sometimes that might be the only way you can get to them. If it goes to family court and that spouse says, you know what, because they could be divorced and have kids, you know what, I realize that you don't need to see your kids anymore. That's what I'm saying. There's multiple ways to go at people. And what I'm saying is, because we couldn't do anything to stop the situation, and you might not be in a situation to stop them from beating the hell out of somebody and doing whatever, that does not mean you are powerless. That does not mean that these people get to walk scot-free just because they may not get charged with this. It may not even be an inquiry. But everybody need to know who these people are, and let karma of fate decide it once everybody knows who the hell they are. Or that's what I'm saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Till.
Well, I agree with everything you just said, because find their mamas, dig them up, dig their mama up out their grave and shame them. Hey, Tom, dig their mamas up. Find their baby mamas. Find their divorce decrees. All that shit's public knowledge, okay? But the other thing these motherfuckers need to do, because they pussy, take the motherfucking masks off. If a YN can't wear a shiesty, then bitch, neither can you. Do that shit with your whole fucking chest if that's what you about. That's where I'm at with it. Don't be no pussy ass motherfucker with a gun. No, bitch. Take that mask off and shoot these people in the street like the bitch that you think you is. Because at the end of the day, y'all are murderers. Y'all are murderers. Y'all are murderers.
That's what I'm saying. If you make these people, well, I won't say famous is the wrong word. Make them infamous. Their children are doxing them. Good. Everybody need to dox them. Everybody need to know who these people are. Everybody need to know who these people are, because you never know if you're dealing with them. His name is Keith Porter. That's what I'm saying. All of these, thank you, Yonina. All of these people need to be known.
In California.
I don't know.
Who the one in California? Because they murdered him too.
I guarantee you that these are probably Proud Boys, definitely. Said Keith Porter was shot. Oh, I'm talking about the person who did this shooting. They need to know. We need to know who they are.
Oh,
we need to know.
They're not gonna tell us.
We need to, that's what I'm saying. Because once you get that name out there, I'm pretty sure the TikTok's loose will expose it. Oh, you're talking about New Year's Day? No, we're talking about this one right now. I think you came in a little late, Yonina. But if you see it, you can clearly see that this dude was unarmed. Like I've even heard conservatives, oh, he was brandishing a firearm. The same people who run around talk about Second Amendment and you should be able to carry a gun and concealed weapons and all that. Now there's somebody who was carrying the gun because they don't share your politics. You completely just throw that out the window about what's going on. You throw that out the window and you just don't give a damn now. And I think that's a great thing. That's how they want to play it. They want to play like, oh, well, we don't really give a damn because it's somebody who was opposite of our political party. Let the right keep invalidating themselves every day. And I'm not saying it because I think the Democrats are so great. I want to put that out there. I don't think that they're that great. But this is what I learned because I learned, I'm not going to say I learned, but I noticed a lot of people who grew up in purple states or blue states. I don't think they see it the same way I do as somebody who grew up in a red state. When these people have power, absolute power, they show you it's not like, they're both bad. It's kind of, both sides. No. One is bad, like, like a company which keeps overcharging you and kind of ripping you off and giving you shitty service. That's what the Democrats do. And you might be getting some service, but they're taking advantage of you more than anything and smiling in your face the whole time. This other party is a actual threat to you. That is a huge difference. Yeah, true. Agreed, Tom. There are no blue states. There are blue cities because like Kansas City, where I grew up, Kansas City is more of a blue city, but the rest of the state is primarily red. And what I learned, and if you guys want to look it up, I talk about it all the time because this is something I got to see firsthand, like got to see from before. I got to watch these people get into power. I got to watch all the laws they put into play. I got to watch over years what ended up happening when you had a red governor, a red state majority, and most of the mayors be red. What you see when you allow them to just have complete reign and power, it gets bad for everybody. No police accountability. You start seeing the corporations be able to poison the water, the air, everything more. You see corporations just run amok. You see wages and stuff get depressed. And every metric that something can get bad, it gets bad when you give these people full power. And this ain't somebody who's arguing like a Democrat or whatever. I'm arguing as somebody who grew up in in a state that is majority controlled by Republicans. And when they're allowed to just do what they want to do, it makes it dangerous for everybody. That's what I've seen. I am not making an argument saying the Democrats are great or good or any of that shit. I'm just saying that these motherfuckers want to hurt you. And it's a difference between somebody who don't give a fuck about you and somebody who actively wants to hurt you.
Bad. Well, they want to do you in, y'all.
That's what I try to get across to people. There's a lot of people who grew up in the New York cities and they grew up in say Miami, or you grew up in Chicago, or you grew up in LA. it don't really click to a lot of y'all because y'all haven't watched, like, for instance, I watched all the programs that we had that were these after school programs that help keep a lot of kids in underprivileged areas doing sports or getting mentoring and all these things that kept them out of control. I watched them with studies proving that these were actually helping. I watched them go in and systematically cut every single one of these things, knowing what it was going to lead to. It led to more gang violence. It led to higher dropout rates. It led to higher teen pregnancy. It led to negative symptom after negative symptom. And they knew this shit was going to happen and did it anyway. That way that they can have more people that they can lock up in the prison, school to prison pipeline. They knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. It wasn't about, oh, we just want to save money because we feel that. That's not what they're doing it for. These are people who are 1,000% incentivized to do negative and don't give a shit about nobody.
They want to do hood rat shit with their hood rat friends, y'all.
I watched them. That's how you end up with a state like Michigan, where your water and everything is completely fucked up, and your infrastructure, your manufacturing base is gutted. Mm-hmm. That's how you end up like that. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that both of these parties ain't shit, but I'm telling you, one party actively wants to hurt you. That's the point I'm trying to emphasize more than anything. I'm sorry to go on a tangent, Till, but going ahead.
No, you're absolutely right, because this shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is crazy.
I mean, I thought about how many judges, which we found out that they were intentionally like, yeah, every time I get somebody black or brown to come to my court, I throw the book at them. Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah, I don't care if he's innocent or not. I don't give a shit.
Is it a nigger?
Yep, and that's what we talk about, that institutional racism. And then people are turning around like, well, how do you know that it was racism?
Okay.
I'm like, because these motherfuckers will get on the phone and say this shit, and then it gets leaked, and then what everybody's been suspecting for the last 30 years gets fucking proven. But what we have that keeps happening over and over and over is, well, I mean, that's just that one county. Well, that's a one-off. Well, I mean, that might have happened in Georgia, but how do we know that that's happening everywhere? Well, I get it. Oh, it happened in Georgia, and you found it in Texas, and you found it in Mississippi, and you found it in West Virginia. But that's just those places.
Well, we can't consider that. That's the South.
Mm-hmm. Until you find it in like Baltimore or some shit, and then you find it in Indianapolis also, and then you'll find it in Kansas City. Oh, well, that's the South and the Midwest. Just excuses. Like you guys, and I watch the excuses all the time when people especially know this shit is going on and try to just cover it up and pretend it's not going on. And those same people will turn around and see one black or brown person do something wrong and put on, look at what they do. They do this. When if you look up statistics, especially like you have these people on Twitter, you look up statistics, especially in the black community, do you realize 1% of the black community, less than 1% of the black community is incarcerated? Less than 1% of the black community it has convictions and all that. Less than 1%. But you know what? That gets glorified as that's black culture. Mm-hmm. Nah, yeah, let's not at all look at any of the black spiritual leaders or any of the black politicians or any of the black business leaders. Throw all that out. But then when you show repeated forms of institutional structural racism, you say that those are isolated incidents. It's not a systemic problem that we have going across this country. I mean, look at how every one of these shootings, the Trump administrations circles the fucking wagons. And then what you have, all those people who support this pro-immigration stance. I'm not going to say all. I'm not going to put them all like what these people would do. But what you have is a good majority of them will all just find a way to circle the wagons and create an excuse. And they'll have every excuse. Well, I mean, did you know if the officer might have saw this, then this could have been this, and if they would have just did this, then the officer would. And they go through all these what ifs and thens and adds. Oh well, you know, his wife left him, and you know, 6 months ago he almost got shot. And you go through all of these. You have all this compassion, or not gonna say you, but people will have all this compassion and reasoning and ways to look at it differently when it's somebody who is part of their tribe or part of their team. And then when it comes to somebody which they don't like, all of a sudden now, all of that shit goes out the window. Should have just listed officer.
Why did you resist? I love those. I love those. Black person gets shot in the street like a dog. They go, stop resisting. Nigga didn't even put up a fight. Stop resisting.
Yep. I don't know. I mean, did I'm trying to think, should I show this again or whatever? Because I'm looking at it and I'm like,
slow it down. Slow it down so we can really see it.
All right, let me see. Let me see if it'll let me.
That bitch is motherfucking slow-mo. Yeah. Let's see them cap them in slow-mo.
We'll go here.
He said, I ain't pulling up with no double advocate bullshit for these murderers. Thank you. Drewski exposed the mega churches. Yes, Yonita.
Yes, he did. That was but Drewski always he's always making fun of everybody. And so I'm here for it.
Yes, Bubba.
Go. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I wanted to stop it because you see clearly there, he is trying to diffuse the situation. He steps in front of this lady. He's already telling one of the ladies to back up. The other lady goes up and she starts yelling at this piece of shit, which she's all within her legal rights. And he pushes the shit out of her for no fucking reason. Keep in mind, these are two ladies that this jackass, and I guarantee you look this dude up, there is some woman in his past that he's beat the shit out of. I guarantee you. Because you don't handle women like this unless you for one are a super misogynist. And well, correlation more a lot of times if you are a misogynist, a lot of times you probably don't have a problem with putting hands on women. But how he threw these two women around, this guy is just simply trying to get in like, hey, calm this down. Dude, that's a woman. What are you doing? And like I said, what if that is his? I don't know his relationship to these women. What if it's his wife or a mother? What would you do if you saw somebody throwing your wife, your mom, your sister to the ground? You saying you just stand back? And that's what blows my mind about the psyche of idiots like this piece of shit who did this. If it was you on the other side, I get it. You feel like you're doing your ICE job. If it was you on the other side and you watch somebody sling your mom, your sister, your daughter around like that, what would you do? I guarantee you it would be more than just walk in front like, hey. But then your reaction is increase the level. Even though he's trying to bring it down, let's increase the level because this guy had the nerve to interrupt me.
Most of these motherfuckers beat their wife anyway.
I would assume probably so. That's the reason why I said find out who these people are, expose them. That way the whole world can know what they do. Because there's going to come a time where you got to pay the piper. There's going to be a day of reckoning eventually. It won't be today, but there will be a day they will have to pay for their actions. Right there. Now he's pepper spraying a guy who's leaning back away from him, increasing the escalation even more. That's why, like, I don't defend the military per se. I defend the individuals who go to the military because many of them don't know what the hell they're getting themselves into. I know I definitely didn't. Now, granted, you can make an argument for now is a different time and there's more information, but definitely during the time period I went in, there's no way you would have known half of the crap that was actually really going on and what you were really there for. Especially also, I went in during the decline of a war and basically was considered peacetime. So nobody's thinking about the military back in the 70s that they were in the wrong. All right, but like I said, he's already sprayed this guy. So you know that this guy is already incapacitated to some degree. Is he swinging? Is he trying to fight? No, he's not trying to do that. What you see is more officers coming to sling this guy to the ground. Now, while they're trying to pull him away, what he's trying to do is stay over this woman and protect her, using his body as a shield to protect this woman. And they're looking at that and deciding to increase escalation even more.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Now, I know you can't see it from this angle, but from other angles, this officer right here that's in the gray, he removes his legal firearm and slings it across the ground in this area over here. At this point, you see this guy going for his gun. Now, why are you going for your gun? And this one right here already sees what he's about to do. And watch. I believe this is the one that because one of them just starts running the opposite direction, clearing space. And then all the other ones, once this guy sprays, which blows my mind. Dude, you got one of your men here, one of your men here, one of your men here, one of your men right here, and you're about to pull out a gun with them right there, basically kind of within range of sight. What happens if you slip on the ice? You could end up shooting this guy right here in the face. Just recklessness about, and if you notice, they're tiptoeing because right, this whole area is icy. But yeah, anyway, he's gonna pull to start firing on this guy right here on the ground, which you have 1, 2, 3 officers that you can see clearly are on top of him. He's face down at this point. As you saw, once that first shot hits him and he hears it, he started, adrenaline kicks in and he hops up. The other officers hopped up too, like, what the fuck? Where's the shooting coming from? Because you have this one erratic asshole who decides, here's my time, I'm a fucking shooting. For what? And I guarantee you, under this, Kirsty Nome is going to say some bullshit, domestic terrorism. He felt fear of his life, so he had to shoot.
Doing too much, bro. Come on, dude.
I don't know. No. I mean, go ahead.
Fight with my dog. No, what I was gonna say is, I wonder one, if old boy thought that he was gonna die that day. Probably not. But I also wanted to know, did he want to be on the news? Like, is that what he wanted?
I don't know.
Muzzle awareness. What's downrange? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I was talking about. Anytime, anybody who's basically been trained in some kind of real law enforcement or military, the things you're supposed to be taught as far as muzzle awareness is to pay attention to surrounding what you're shooting out, the scenarios that you're in.
You're only supposed to shoot what you intend on killing. That's what I was taught. I'm a military brat.
That also, you're supposed to pay attention to who is around, who could accidentally, if anything goes wrong, who else could be harmed by your actions. That is something like, this is why I say people like this is how I know this is. You know how we'll say a lot of cops will get out of the military and go to the police force. This person you know is not a former cop, not former military, any of that.
Nah, he one of the friends that was trying to take the motherfuckers to Haiti. Remember those two white boys that was trying to take over Haiti? He probably the third party.
Yeah, because this is somebody who he saw an opportunity. Oh, one of these fucking leftist piece of shit. And I don't know if maybe I don't know if these people got roid rage or what the fuck is going on with these people. But this is somebody who obviously doesn't have any kind of like anger management, no kind of problem solving. This person is reacting on pure anger, hyped up on emotion, and decide, I'm just gonna fucking take it to that level. I mean, perfect example. Y'all remember the movie Heat? They were able to handle everything fine, but you had that one dude, Wainwright, who had decided he's reaching for his gun. He's not reaching for a gun.
He's reaching.
And you have made this scenario in your head to give you justification to do what you really wanted to do. You wanted to shoot this man because you were pissed off and angry.
Weak sauce. ICE is trained for 45 days. How long were you trained before the Ooh, bitch.
Well, yeah. And do you know why they're trained 47 days? When I found this shit out.
What is 47?
Think
a
about
month
it.
or 2 weeks?
Yeah, this used to be a 6-month training for them.
Why 47? Like, why that number? Why 47?
Because Trump is the 47th president.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's a fact.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because
no,
Trump is the 47th president. They cut the training. They were going to cut it down anyway, but they picked 47 because he's the 47th president. Mm-hmm. These people they're not doing background checks on these people or nothing.
You know what gets me, right? Check me out. There's so many people walking the earth right now and that are American citizens that's like, fuck, down with the Nazis, up with Israel, blah, 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 right? But their leader literally is using like textbook false Hitler rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things that they said about Hitler that we're low-key finding out was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that they taught us in the history books when the apple juice people wrote it to make it, you know what I'm saying, in favor for them. And then we started being able to translate this motherfucker's shit. And then we started noticing that apple juice people keep getting kicked out of every country they in. I find it ironic that they are literally okay in this motherfucker to do it, but they will be quick to say, oh no, down with Hitler. You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
You sure about that? Because these look like Gestapos. He's looking really, really textbook Adolf-ish. Like, they just started, Rondo.
Well, I think what Rondo is saying here is a lot of these people think you can do something like that and fire on somebody and it don't have psychological effect on you. Oh, it does. I guarantee you. It's just haunting this dude. And he probably didn't think in the time that what he's doing, because I guarantee you, these people don't think. They're just reactionary. I'm mad. I'm going to show you. And then after you do it, like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I guarantee you. This dude right now was sitting in hot water and he knows it. And he's just praying that the Trump administration is going to circle the wagons for him. that all his whole command, because I guarantee he's not really thinking about what he did to this person, that he took this person away from a family, that there's a whole family that is heartbroken right now. I don't know. I think the guy was 37. I mean, I don't know his status, if he was married, kids, what. But you just destroyed a family irreparably. I mean, at least some of the people who are getting deported, it's a possibility that they can get back together with their family. But and not only that, they got to see you take their family member's life. So he's ICU RN. Damn, that sucks. VA ICU RN. Damn.
Dad, you got to deal with the crazies.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of veterans. I guarantee you, there's some veterans who are pissed right now about that, because I guarantee you, people knew him.
Oh, you most definitely know they did.
And I guarantee you, he was probably one of them cool people everybody liked. I guarantee you.
He probably was the one that talked other veterans off the ledge, man. Stop playing.
Uh-huh.
You gonna have when they start talking about them, they're like, he lit up a room.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be some veterans that like, I remember this one time he talking me off a ledge, all this other shit.
Yeah. And I don't know, the situation just pisses me off, and they just think that, well, you said 37 like Renee Good. Now that's wild. But there's been also, I've seen on TikTok, I don't know if this is like a small sample size or if this is becoming a big thing, but there's been a whole lot of white women now who are starting to leave their husbands because of seeing how they've reacted and their opinions on this shit. They're like, you're not the man I thought you were. You were sick to excuse this. And I wonder, for those guys who are excusing this and these women who are now upset with their man because of the Renee Good situation, and I'm pretty sure more after this situation, how many of y'all felt that way when he probably made his comments about Trayvon Martin? How many of y'all felt that way when I mean, you can go through Tamir Rice, you can go through all these different situations, because I guarantee you that same person made excuses in all those situations also. How many of them were quick to probably defend Amber Geiger? Or what was her name? Kim Porter. How many of them defended her? How many of y'all defended the lady at the Capitol?
Nobody.
No, I'm saying Elijah McClain. I guarantee you, a lot of these same people who were saying that this is justified were defending what's her name? Ashley Babbitt.
Sandra Bland.
Oh, I guarantee you, they were probably, well, Sandra Bland, if they would have just did this. So
yeah, we just seen it. Somebody said that too. Well, if they were just had been and if they had just been I find it ironic that y'all can, something that I have noticed is this: where the fuck are the all lives matter motherfuckers right now?
I'm telling you,
I ain't heard none of them niggas say a motherfucking thing.
Well, what it is the hypocrisy is being laid bare, and they're just showing their hypocrisy more and more and more. Exactly. They did it for George Floyd, and that was it, because that was like undeniable. But these same people that are out here defending this, I guarantee you, these are the same people who are out there. Well, I mean, how can we be sure that the knee on George Floyd's neck is what actually killed him? I mean, he did have fentanyl in his system.
Now this is also something that I wanted to ask. If what people do in their spare time, i.e. George Floyd, want to smoke a little fent, take a little perk 10, perk 20, if that immediately casts a shadow over you, and that means that you should be shot like a dog or choked out in the street, if that's where you're holding your values of saying that it was justified, then me personally, I feel every person that has child pornography on their fucking computer needs to be murdered too. Because that's what they doing in their pastime, right? That's what they like to have fun and consider their fun. George Floyd wanted to do a little perk 10, a little fent. Now, not even to mention, he probably only liked to do perk 10s, but they laced his shit with fent. But we're not going to get into that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get into that part.
Yeah. Nobody's rolling up asking, hey, how much fentanyl can I get for this? Most of the time, that shit is put into their stuff unconsciously.
Right. Okay, but we're not going to get into that. He just like to do a couple perk 10s. Same way I just like to smoke me a little bit. Same way that other people like to go drink. Okay, so if that's the case, every person with a DUI need to get murdered. Every person with a drug charge need to get murdered. Even if it is an unviolent offense, you need to be murdered. That's what I'm hearing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because they said, well, if George Floyd didn't have fentanyl in the system, he wouldn't have got choked the fuck out. Was he tweaking out in the streets? Was he dancing in the middle of the street causing a problem? No, I don't believe so.
He died over a $20 counterfeit bill.
Thank you.
Now,
last time I checked, he didn't have a fucking fake bill maker in his fucking room when they went and did his shit. Now, did it?
Yeah. How the hell do most people who got in cash? How do you know that you don't have a fake $20 bill in your wallet right now because you received change for that 50 that you gave somebody? And you got a fake 20, or you got a fake 10, or a fake 5, or even fake 1s in there. And what I'm saying is, these same people who are going this hard to make up excuses for this, I look at it like this. I know you don't give a damn about these people, but what you need to understand is there is going to come a time when it swings back to your doorstep.
They don't believe it though.
When that shit comes back to your doorstep, you have basically made every excuse in the world for when the government comes to your doorstep and now they're against you. There's literally nobody who's going to give a fuck. Not a damn person is going to care. And I know, and I will hear these same people who make these arguments. So we need to come together. It's time for us to unify instead of, all this division, and they're creating division. That part's always cracked me up because it's like, as a nation, we've always been divided. What the fuck y'all talking about? Always been divided.
We didn't like motherfuckers that was out here goddamn taxing us without the representation. That's what started the division in the first place.
Well,
they didn't like the Indians when they first got off the boat over here.
Mm-hmm. That was division already.
Oh, wait, hold on. How about the fact that y'all got sent over here in the first place? Sounded like a little division there. They didn't want you where you was at. Ooh.
I mean, the crazy part about it is, all it has been is we have cohabitated together. There are some people where there's been some bleed over, where some black people cool with some white people, some brown people cool with these people, brown people cool with these brown people, and maybe Southeast Asians was cool with some black. And there's always been maybe small contingents where there've been some collaboration. There's been people cool, individuals, but as a whole, there has never been unity as a whole ever in this country. I mean, hell, there's plenty of my family members who remember segregation. Hell, I grew up in the state where Brown versus Board of Education was a thing. I still remember my school. I was in high school as the last group of people going through desegregation. In fact, they called it, the school I went to was part of the racial balance transfer.
Ooh.
That's what they called it.
Have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the white man, period. You better talk about it, Chamonix.
And so this was in 97. 97 is when the last of that ended. How many of y'all older than 97? So that was still going through trying to desegregate schools in 97. So when people try to act like there was all this agreement and we were all together, bitch, no, the fuck we have not. You might have been a black dude who had some cool Asian homies and a couple of cool white homies and a couple of cool, but this ain't never been no nation of unity. Never. And even then, I put it this way, even then, and I'm going to speak for myself as a black man, and I'm pretty sure any other black men or women, y'all can give y'all testimony if y'all agree with me or disagree. Even when you did have white friends a lot of times, and they made some of these white jokes, these racist jokes, you just kind of, and then you get around your other black friends, like, you believe what this motherfucker said the other day? And so there was always, there was still that little bit of division there. I can't believe this motherfucker said this shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of like, whatever. They being how they are.
No, stop pacifying these bum asses.
But what I'm saying is, you always still came back to your hood and talked about, like, yeah, they was on that bullshit again. So this whole, they're trying to divide us. We live within communities that are still defined by redlining. Like, what are we talking about here?
Hey, just got updated. He did not have a fucking gun on him. It was a fucking phone.
So he had an additional phone on him.
Probably a fucking work phone. He's a fucking ICU nurse.
True, because I have two phones. One's a work phone and one's on personal. Yep.
I'm on. What the fuck? Hold on. When did the KKK finally get proscribed, or have they ever been? Oh no, Jackie, the KKK just turned into cops.
Yeah,
I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be like, oh, cops. No, literally, the KKK. Excuse me. Let me bring it back. Slave catchers turned into the KKK, and those slave catchers turned into deputies and sheriffs and cops. And I'm not just saying like they just picked that job. No, they literally gave slave catchers badges. If you can look it up, Marcus, and pull one of them up if you don't mind, from 1910 or some shit like that, 1916. But they literally gave slave catchers badges. Those badges turned into the same badges that they gave sheriffs. Those sheriffs, you get the dress. Like, no, Jackie, the KKK has never been disbanded. The KKK is actually alive and well. The KKK just had the Grand Wizard of the KKK straight up did an interview about 2 months ago and told people that no, niggas can't come to their church because black people are unclean and God don't want them.
Yeah, I'll put this on the screen.
If you can find that interview too, that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different articles, but I'll just put this one of the first ones I could grab.
Okay. Thank you, Rondo. There you go.
And this is from, and look at this. This is from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund.
Hey.
They even tell you slave patrols an early form of early policing. I, patrollers named, do swear that all search for guns, swords, and other weapons among the slaves in my district faithfully, as privately as I can, discharge the trust reposed in me as the law directs, to the best of my power, so help me God. Slave Patrollers Oath, North Carolina, 1828. And then just to add a little bit more onto it, you had the Rockefeller, Jay-Z Rockefeller, his law firm literally just found like a whole in my hometown in KCK, they found all of these officers which are modern day still attached to the KKK. They are active KKK members who were part of the police force. And that wasn't just police officers. They were police officers, sheriff's department, county clerks, Bureau of Prisons, and all the way up to lawyers and judges who were all active KKK members. And I know if it was in my town, I guarantee you it's in a whole lot more towns. That's the reason why when you have these shootings that happen, they make up these excuses. Well, how do we know this? Well, how do we know that they didn't have a this? Or, well, how do we know? That's where all these excuses come from. because they're finding ways to spin it and control the narrative to protect their people when they go out and do this shit. Somebody has said something. So yeah, I agree. I agree what you're saying, John. You know, with a Cuban redheaded Cuban mother and black Cuban father, I refuse to accept humans are separated by color outwardly. That concept of color was taught. Exactly, I agree. We're not separated just on our skin colors, but we live in a country that has decided to make it that way. That is the problem. And I won't, and actually, I will take it further than that. I won't even say just the country. We live in a world that is decided for the past 500 years that white is the standard of what is correct, what is right, what is beautiful in this world. And the further you are away from white, the more you are to lower intelligence, degeneracy, criminal behavior, and everything that's wrong. Because if you go into the Western, all throughout the Western world, you have this same dichotomy that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's better or worse in certain places, but it's the same thing going on. You go through Latin America. If you look at it, most of the people who are in power and who have had most of the wealth are the people who are more the white skinned. And speaking to John in particular, he's going to know the difference in this, especially. But think about the Batista reign. Under Batista, and you know the people who were who supported Castro and Che Guevara, the people who supported him, when it really boiled down to it, think about it, it was a race struggle. And if you go through to the Bolivarian the Bolivarian movement and all that, you start going throughout Latin America and you see it always broke down upon racial lines because the Spaniards broke everybody into racial groups. They had 16 categories of racial groups, even more than what the United States is dealing with. And so race, this whole race issue has always been pushed worldwide coming out of Europe. It started with the Spanish and the Portuguese and the Roman Empire. They had a degree of that going on also when they were against the Moors, which was anybody who were black and brown coming out of Africa or the Middle East. And then even people like the Greeks, when the Greeks decided to go all the way over to India and start forcing white supremacy over there also. So this has been a worldwide problem that has been pushed out of Europe.
It made our problem.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just wanted to put that out there for people who think this is just an America situation. No, this is the reason why you got people in Africa who are up there bleaching their damn skins. If this is why you got black people in Dominican Republic bleaching their skin, Sammy Sosa.
God damn, Sammy looked terrible too.
This is why
Sammy looked like Sammy looked like he took all his black out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like it not even on some Michael Jackson shit. Because even when Mike did his shit, I don't think he was bleaching all the way, but even when Mike did, he still had nigga in him. Sammy, it's like they scrubbed him. Like, man, no, I'm not going out tonight, Chris. I actually had a photo shoot earlier today.
Believe it or not, I'm going out tonight.
What? No, Chris, I'm in the midst of a fucking snowstorm. So I actually am about to turn my camera off, take a 5-minute break, and go wrap my motherfucking pipes outside my damn house so my shit don't freeze.
Yeah, Charmonique, I know that. I get into that back and forth. I get into that back and forth too a lot because it's complicated because you do have some of them where because of the internal politics of the Dominican Republic, many of them were not considered to be actual Dominicans. And they had to fight so hard to just be considered a Dominican because many of them, like, you're not Dominican, you're a Haitian. You're just a Haitian who speaks Spanish. And they fought so hard for so many years to try to be considered a Dominican and looked at as part of Latin America, that once they got to America, many of them still have that mentality of trying to push so hard to tie themselves to the Latin heritage while ignoring the fact of this may be your culture. This may be, goes back to a part of your heritage. But at the same time, you still are a black man. It doesn't matter if you're a black man who the ancestors ended up in America, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Brazil. It doesn't matter where you ended up. Great Britain, you still are a black man. You still come from you still come from the African continent, or at least some parts of you do. Now, maybe not all, because there's black people who every part of this world, going back for as far as the eye can see. There's black people who were in the Americas. There are black people in parts of Asia. There are black people in all parts of Europe. There are black people who have always been everywhere. But just because you have a different heritage does not erase the fact of, to the eye test, anybody who sees you before you say a word, you are a black man.
If they can
or
shoot
woman.
you at 50 yards off of racist intent, I'm just saying. Remember that.
Actually, that is, Jackie, that is true. She asked, do black people lose pigmentation when they get old age? Because I've seen old pictures of elderly black people when they're younger and they look much darker. Yeah.
Yeah, because
black people do start getting, as they get older, they start getting lighter in complexion.
Fuck older, baby. I turn pale as fuck in the wintertime. Okay? See me in the summer, I look like a cinnamon bun.
Well, but that's something different.
No, no, check me out. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Older black people don't go outside as much.
Well, that's some of it, but you do start to lose pigmentation.
Oh, of course. That, I mean,
as you get older.
Anyway.
Well, it also makes a difference, like what your original tone is, because, like, in fact, I literally just watched a video on it yesterday, talking about the different shades and how it ties to your ancestry and being able to adapt in certain areas. So, like, somebody my complexion, or Teal's complexion to my complexion, which Teal's a little bit lighter than I am, it says that those people have a certain type of melanin where, you're a little bit lighter than me.
No, I know I am. I just wanted somebody to be like, what's that face for? Because he making it seem, that's that division he was talking
I'm
about.
not putting a division. I'm just saying it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
That's that division he talking about. You see him saying that.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm thinking.
I know you're playing with me, but scientifically it shows that, okay, these people come from more tropical regions where you can have like a less of a UV rating at certain areas, and so your skin is able to lighten up a little bit to be able to deal with a deficiency in UV rays, and be able to still process vitamin D, and which is important for your muscular skeletal system. Whereas you're also able to have UV protection and get darker to protect you from the rays from the sun, and it makes a difference genetically where your ancestors come from, and that kind of dictates your skin tone to a degree. Just like if you took me and Till to the Nilotic areas, and like Sudan and stuff, we be over there getting sunburned like a mug. We'd be over there struggling a little bit because right there on the equator is a little different. But at the same time, we have enough, it lets through enough UVs that we could go to, like, if you take somebody who's from the Sudan, those really, really, really dark people, and you take them to, like, Finland or something like that, they literally would have to take vitamin D tablets or they would start getting sick. So the skin tone actually makes a difference dealing with, science. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Sicilians and Latinos are very similar. Well, Oh, well, that's right. You said Sicilians. I was about to say, well, because I was hearing Italians in my head, but yeah, Sicilians and Latinos. I've seen plenty of Sicilians that are darker than plenty of Latinos too. So yes, FBI. Yeah, they all about division. I try not to engage with FBA on when they own that kind of when they own they mess because I don't think it's beneficial or helpful. I don't see the benefits of it. I mean, another person I can throw in there because I did hammer on, I did talk about, Africans, Jamaicans, Dominicans doing the bleaching. Well, look at Serena Williams right now. Another one of my what celebrity crushes I used to have for many years was Megan Good. She's been doing the bleaching too.
Who's been doing bleaching? Shout out my best friend.
Have you seen? You haven't seen Megan Good lately?
Oh no, I have. Yeah.
She been doing it too, the little Kim. So it's not just a Caribbean thing. That's the reason why I reached out to Sweta Agarwal about the colorism because she talked about colorism coming from India and all that. And all that colorism comes from self-hate, where going back centuries and centuries, how white skin has become has been put this narrative that white skin equals beauty.
White is right, but
it's poison. It's poison a lot of our people's minds.
These are the same motherfuckers that still believe the Bible. These are the same motherfuckers that still like.
Hey!
I'm not saying that. Let me finish my sentence, Marquette. God damn! These are the same black people that believe the King James version of the Bible. The ones that's missing some books, the ones that's missing some verses, the one that's missing some chapters. You know what I'm saying? They believe the one that got beat over their great grandfather's head about you got to be white as snow.
Mm-hmm.
In white as snow. That's in the Bible.
Yeah.
And they harped on that. They harped on it during slavery and put this thing in our past generations' minds of being closer or being white as snow equals purification, and purification equals holiness, and holiness is next to godliness, cleanliness is next to godliness, whoop-de-whoop. Which is why the KKK Grand Wizard is saying black people can't come to his church because God don't like niggas either.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all stemmed from that one section, that one chapter of that. They don't accept brown Jesus, and that nigga lived in the Middle East. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
So confused. But that comes from, and then that polluted the brains of our ancestors of not understanding, and not to mention, let's even put this one in there, the difference between house niggas and field niggas.
Yeah.
Field niggas stayed out in the field, got darker. House niggas stayed in the house, got lighter. Most house niggas was mixed any goddamn way. So for you to get favored, you need to be master's child. And if you're master's child, you're gonna be light-skinned. And if you're light-skinned, the light-skinned ones get to go in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you might have just been a high yellow albino or anything, you're going in the house. If you look any different than the motherfuckers that came off the boat, you're going in the house. That's where it all stems from. It stems from the Bible. It stems from how Massa favored his half-ass kids. It stems from them putting the light-skinned ones in the house so that they didn't get too dark, didn't have to do manual labor, shit like that. That is the reason, and that is the foundation of our colorist divide in our own community.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten worse because it got to a point where that shit polluted our rap game, our R&B game. We only had light-skinned singers. We only had light-skinned female rappers.
Especially the 90s.
Williams. I mean, think about it. Bitches love Christopher Williams over Keith Sweat.
Yeah. I mean, we go through cycles in the black community. But
golly, and we can't never go through a cycle of us all just getting the fuck along. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that it's always one, the light or the dark. And if you stuck in the middle,
don't be a me. Don't be a chameleon like me. I get chocolate as hell in the summertime, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas hate that.
I'm like,
oh no. It gets even deeper for me now, where I become color or where I become classified in my black community is I got good hair.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when girls used to tell me I couldn't get braids in my hair because my hair was too good. Or I remember when I got locks when I locked my hair up, oh my fucking God. I got so much trash from both sides talking about why you do that? Your hair's too pretty to have locks. And why would you do that? You just matted your pretty little hair up. Da, 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 da. So the fuck what? It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Thank you. Salt and pepper. Spinderella was put in the background because she was dark skinned.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
On,
just to say this one thing real quick. I'm one of those people that, I know I'm talking about how the white supremacy or white narcissism is push, white is great and white is beautiful. But I honestly believe in every group of people, you got gorgeous people and you got ugly people. Period. There is some completely pale, translucent, woman up in Norway somewhere is absolutely gorgeous, and there is a woman who's in Sudan who is dark chocolate who is beautiful. And so I don't buy skin tone equals beauty or ugly. None, that's nonsense to me. And yes, Alex Preti. I'll definitely have no problem saying his name because hopefully he gets some justice. That's one thing I hated how the right took that say her name. I'm like, okay, you're making it as if the person who did something to her is not about to be thrown under the jail or out of this country or whatever. Like they just gonna be walking the streets and nothing happens. That's the whole point of the say her name or say his name. It's because we're saying their name because we are trying to fight for justice for them because they are not getting justice. Well, the right always gotta. They're just not creative. They got to steal somebody's shit and always try to make it theirs. It's just like that dude last week that bothered me. He was talking about the whole who got on trolling us and all that. I just wonder, like, can anybody explain to me, like, what is going on in your life to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go find these people that I don't like and try to make them mad. Get a life. Get a life.
Baby, I be trying to tell
I never understand trolls. I don't understand trolls at all. I laugh at I don't get pissed off at them, but I don't get it. What's up, Saul? Your boo is in the building.
Saul? Hey, Saul! I haven't seen you forever. Hey, Saul. I saw Alex had said that she was a atheist, and that I don't know if she doesn't know if Jesus is white or black. I don't know which one she don't know.
Well, this is without trying to like go at anybody or anything. There's evidence that the actual man that they call Jesus did live. That's proven historically. Now, where the argument will come in is, do you believe that he was divine or any of that stuff? You could argue, no, I do not believe he was divine. I just believe that these were all stories that you made up. But there's historical record of him within Egyptian records and within Roman history also. That's non-biblical. There's non-biblical evidence of the man called Jesus. Now, it wasn't Jesus because there was no J back then. And that's not what his name would have been, not even close. I'm not going to go into what his name was back then. That's a whole nother ball game.
Did you see that anime that I sent you? Okay, we're not going to get on religion today. But did you see that anime I sent you when it was like a whole bunch of Bible, like chapters of the Bible was anime? And then they came and it was like, hey, Thomas, Jesus is risen. And he was like, no way. And then Jesus walked in and was like, Yahweh. Dog, when I tell you I need to find this biblical, there's D Nice. Hey, D Nice.
She there. That's why I put it on the screen. I was like, I know I saw her in there somewhere.
That was my shit when he was like, hey, Thomas, Jesus is risen. He was like, no way. He came in, Yahweh. Sorry for your loss, Alex. I don't know. I missed that part too. Sorry.
Oh yeah, whoever. I think it's Lady Alex. Sorry for your loss. What? Let me see. Go back and see.
Whoa, her sister-in-law passed. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm down with that. I'm down with a green funeral. I told my friend.
Can you explain that for me? I'm not
A
familiar
green
with it.
funeral. If I'm not mistaken, Alex, catch me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, that's when they kind of like just let Earth do their thug thizzle on the body.
Also, like no coffin or anything.
Nah, they let the body go back to the Earth.
Hey, that's what I believe happens anyway.
Man, I want my shit to look like a motherfucking Roman shit. My friends better build that goddamn thing and put me at the top and set that bitch on fire.
Oh, you want one of those?
Game of Thrones style, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I need that.
I want. I guess the fancy word for them now, they call them like a mausoleum. Put me in a crypt. Don't put me in the ground. Put me in a crypt.
You want a crypt, nigga?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a whole statue and some motion. Marcus got
I ain't gonna do all that. I don't want to do all that. Not you ain't gotta make it all fancy.
He out here got a whole statue. He gonna have some GD. Yeah, so I want a Viking funeral. Put my shit on a raft and then throw my. Somebody better have some good accuracy, because if the bow and arrow person don't hit it on the first, I'm gonna come back.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna haunt the shit out his ass if he miss it.
You're like, hey, I need a black fish.
Mm-hmm.
The black fish, he got to be there. Make sure that he gets you. I don't know. The Viking one is kind of dope though.
I'm just saying, put me on the raft, hit me out to the raft.
I don't know. Being a formal naval guy, you know, on the seas, it's something that would be poetic. I think about, you know, putting my body to rest at sea. But I don't know. I'd have to like. You gotta send me out to the East Coast first, and then go from there. But I don't know. I could just go for the cheapest route, which since I'm a veteran, you could just go on ahead and put me in freaking Leavenworth and be done with it.
Hell no, them motherfuckers thought I was giving them Sonya. I gave them niggas a Sprite can. Throw that shit up in Arlington. What you thought I thought? Hell no.
I believe that's gonna happen regardless. That's the reason why I'm not as concerned with my body. I'm coming back anyway. Hey, I didn't already been back a couple of times.
Y'all want to hear my hot thought that I had last night before I went to sleep? Okay, so I went to sleep. Somebody might have said this already, and I might not be original, and I'm not even saying that I am, but I was about to go to sleep, and I went, fuck. What if when we dream, right? And you think you going like back in time, like you have a dream in the 1920s, you have a dream in the 1930s, all this, other, the third. What if you just time traveling?
Interesting.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, what if I'm time traveling? Because like there are times when in my dreams where they get so lucid that I try to go find a mirror, like on Quantum Leap, to see who the fuck I am, and I can't. Or I can't find a newspaper with the date. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't find a news station or a radio to tell me where I'm at, but I can see what time frame I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And you know, once you find out where you at, that's a bad no-no, because you can't be fucking with people in the past. But I was just thinking maybe when we dream, we might be time traveling. That's just me.
I mean, interested in hypothesis.
John, you want to be a bird? Something else I be thinking about. People want to be reincarnated. I thought about this on the way to work. So thank you, John, for saying that, because I saw a heron fly over my car and I was like, damn, that bird is so free. Then I paused for a second. I said, maybe that nigga ain't free. That heron woke up this morning. He got to get 3 fishes because he got 3 babies to feed. No, nothing on earth is really free. They have to do what they need to do to sustain life.
And he got to worry about a damn hawk coming after his ass too.
Thank you. Niggas got to worry about the ops and their mission. That's every entity on earth. You got to worry about the ops and the mission. Ants don't even get to live free. Do they? I'll wait. Maybe roaches. I don't know what roach's purpose in life is. Maybe they live free. Come back as a roach. Nah, I take that back. You got to worry about feet and bug spray.
Yeah. Everybody got something they got to worry about.
Yeah.
There's no just free flow.
Oh, Saul, I never said I want to come back here. I just want to come back somewhere.
Well, to answer Chris H, he says Marcus, Leavenworth is a jail. Why go there? Well, you gotta remember, Leavenworth is a whole town. Leavenworth is a whole town. Now that town is full of multiple prisons.
Jesus.
But yeah, I don't know if you know about Leavenworth. Leavenworth is basically kind of like the Army's version of Norfolk. Yeah. The biggest Army base is in Leavenworth, and then Leavenworth, you got Leavenworth the base.
Texas?
No, Kansas.
Oh,
so when you hear people like, you fuck around, they'll send you to Leavenworth. You're going to Leavenworth, Kansas. That's a You have the military supermax prison there, and you have the federal supermax prison there. And then you got Lansing prison. You got like 5 prisons there. But at the same time, it's a whole town, and you got a big giant veterans cemetery there too, kind of like Arlington.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I lived in KC, when I go to the VA, I used to go to Leavenworth. Like, it literally was like 10 minutes from my house. Probably about 15 minutes from my house. So yeah, Leavenworth is not just the jail. It is an actual town where people live there. They got a Walmart.
Hey, Bulla, I think we are too.
I want to read Thomas's real quick too. He says Middle Eastern people are Semitic people with some Asian. Well, literally most Semitic people are Afro-Asiatic if you look it up. Asian and European admixtures. So even in those times, so Jesus could be mixed with all of the world. From what I mean, I don't think he has admixture out of Europe, but I definitely would say he would probably have a mixture of all the rest. Because at that point in time when he was living there, there were no people from Europe coming into that area until, well, actually, that's a lie. Because the Greeks were already coming into that region. Greeks were the first Europeans to come into that area. And they came in probably about 1,000 years before him. So the possibility of him having European is very, very low, but him having everything else is very, very high, especially since I would say many groups of people who ended up in Asia started off right there. And technically that area is Asia Minor kind of area. So technically it's kind of partially Asia anyway, because it sits on the cusp of Asia and Africa. So he had both. And I would say that most people who ended up in the New World, I know you'll disagree with this, but I believe that at some point all came out of Africa, or at least that region. So everybody, the out of Africa theory, I still believe stands. So everybody came from basically Africa at some point in time. So yeah, I would believe that he would definitely have that, that mixture. Plus, it's not possible that the people in that region would have started off white. I mean, just look at science don't back any of that shit up, especially since also white skin is something that only developed in the last probably 5,000 years, 10,000 max. So I don't buy that. Okay, yeah, all these black people were living in this, black and brown people were living in this area, but somehow he just got this, they were just the first white people there. No. Anyway, sorry, I kind of went off on a little tangent that caught my attention. I think Professor Jiang doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh shit, I was about to get on that because I was about to say, who the fuck is that?
No, I've heard a lot of people, like I saw a couple of content creators which I like and I respect, kind of covering his stuff and paying attention to him. I heard one which I'll listen to because she has some good stuff occasionally, even though I don't agree with any of her shit. But a lot of people have been putting Professor Jiang stuff out there a whole lot lately, and I think he knows some stuff, but I think he's off in a lot of ways. I'll just say that. You said I did ancestry result 100% Jew. Yeah, but if you look up when you actually look up Ashkenazi, because there's this one ancestry site that does specifically Ashkenazi. I saw this girl who she was 100%. She did hers, and it came down to like 78% like European, and then a little bit of it started going into the Levant, and it said like 9% Africa, and so when it really broke down, it said Levantine DNA was like 10%. If you break up Levantine DNA would encompass like 12 different countries. So even when people say 100%, even when it comes to that Levantine DNA, that can mean you got Saudi Arabia DNA, that can mean from Israel, that can mean from Syria, that can mean from Lebanon, that can mean Iraq, Iran, a whole bunch of other places. So when people say that even the DNA companies are telling you a little fib, when they put Levantine means that you're Jewish. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just saying shit. And especially if you understand like how they do DNA from the latest samples that they get from the area. The latest samples that they would have gotten from that area had a mixture of Romans. You had Romans, you had Assyrians living in that area, you had people coming from Greece in that area, you had people coming from a bunch of different places, Egyptians, all of them, and just a matter of whose DNA did you decide to claim that these are the people who are originally from that area. It's the same thing with the Egyptians. If you look through the Egyptian periods, the further and further you go back, the darker and darker they get. So, yeah, that's what I say. Don't trust those DNA tests. They don't know that it's somebody who has an agenda, and they try to confirm their agenda by, mucking up the science. That's the reason why any black people that you test their DNA, it goes all over the place. It tells you from all kind of different places. Whereas you might test somebody who's from, say, the UK, and it might give a lot more accurate. It might say, okay, Welsh, and it'll say Northumbria, and it'll give you maybe a dash of French and some German or something. And it'll be pretty accurate to that. It'll give you like 1%, like, 1% Libyan or some shit. But when you get into black people, you can take 4 different DNA tests. One will tell you got 30% Nigerian, another one tell you 60% Nigerian, another one tell you, 70. You know what I'm talking about, Teal.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over the map. And when you start doing any black and brown people, DNA tests are never fucking accurate.
I have a question though. Can we talk about the Leviathan?
Sure, if you want.
They saying that Leviathan is what's bringing a snowstorm to the East Coast and shit. So I'm just curious to know why.
What?
Motherfucker, I swear to God, you didn't hear about that from the crazies? You got to start paying attention. See, that's how I know you've been working too much. Okay, because I've been working too much. I didn't hear about the Leviathan until Thursday, and I didn't hear about the snowstorm until Wednesday. Okay, they talk about this shit all week. But apparently, the crazies got on TikTok and told all the people that the Leviathan from back in the day in the book of Enoch came back alive. And that's why we've been having all this weird ass weather. It's because the Leviathan is up. It woke up. It's been out here causing chaos. Yeah. They said the Leviathan been causing chaos. Now the world about to blow up.
See, I believe now. This is so you guys have a window into what I believe. I don't know if the Leviathan is known to be causing weather changes or whatever.
No, they created the storm to put the Leviathan back to sleep. It's the weather machines.
They try to.
And I know how you feel about the weather machines. I know how. That's why I had to tell you, like, okay, this is, how I'll be bringing the bullshit. So I just had to bring.
Oh Lord, how you be finding this stuff? I mean,
it's finding me, Marcus. The only things that I can't keep is a nigga, but I can keep some bullshit going. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm on TikTok, minding my business, scrolling on my little spiritual side. Then it goes, the Leviathan is awoken. I heard about that. I read the book of Enoch. So, of course, I'm like, let me scroll through. Because, even though I'm spiritual, I got my Christian shit on my frontal lobe. So I start reading it and reading it. Now I know the book of Enoch. And I read about the Leviathan. They said it woke up. That's why Jamaica had... That's why Jamaica had that fucking hurricane, because it's upset. And that's why all these other fucking catastrophes are happening in the world. And that's why we about to be at war. And da-da-da-da. So then another part of TikTok was like, and that's why the weather machines are creating this big ass storm to go across the United States, because the Leviathan's in the Atlantic Ocean.
This is what I want to say to our FBI agent. See, this is y'all fault. Because y'all been telling so many lies, people don't trust anything and just start making up anything. This is y'all fault. You go tell your superiors. Y'all got people believing that the Leviathan is out here changing weather, and that y'all changing the weather because of a giant creature that's in the ocean.
Yep.
I mean, because in the Bible it spoke of 2. The first one, it says that was killed. And I believe, like, when they talk about that, he killed the fish and fed all those people.
Yep.
I think that was a Leviathan that he killed. And then the other one, I think when all those years, remember we were always hearing in the papers about the Loch Ness monster and all that shit.
Yep.
And it talked about Jonah was swallowed by a giant fish.
Yes. And can we talk about the fact that Jonah should have got some therapy after that? I think about this. No, I'm serious, because I had a conversation with my daddy, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, you might think I'm fucked up for saying this, but I personally don't believe that the devil is real." And he was like, "Oh hell, here we go." And I was like, "Just hear me out. Me personally, I don't think the devil is real. I think God just be having bad Tuesdays. That's just me. Because why the fuck would you create something that's just as strong as you? On the you know what I'm saying? If we looking at it, you telling me he up here and we got a nigga down here. Why you make that nigga? You know, why you do that? Let me cook. So God could just be a person of duality or an entity of duality. Since we are made in the image of him, you know what I'm saying? We have duality and free will. That's something he gave us. And I understand that. So if that, now this is another thing, Yonina. If God didn't create the devil, who created the devil? Part 2. But anyway, so I think God, the creator of all, the creator of everything, that nigga. What?
I just think that
op? How do you make your own op? Then think about this. Who is your biggest op? Yourself. Your self-talk is the only thing that can really stop you from doing some shit.
Well, but this is where you go into Christian understanding of the Bible versus, you know, different other understanding of the Bible.
I'm with Jackie. I'm sorry. I'm with Jackie.
Because
God's a woman and he'd be mad. She'd be
because this is, if you clearly read it, he says, I create evil, I do evil. That's literally in the Bible. Now, you don't have to believe in the Bible it's real, but he clearly says that I do evil. Also, when people talk about the devil is not some separate entity. The devil worked for God. He's the one who sent that. He sent him to go punish Job.
Okay.
So how would the devil be outside of God's purview if he answering to him?
Thank you. That's why I'm thinking it's just him on a bad day. I think it's just God on a bad day, because to be honest, like, I just be thinking he be cosplaying, bro. I think God just cosplay as the devil, and that's just his black trench coat that's in the closet. And he go, oh, let me go outside today. Put his trench coat on, and now he the devil. Now he out here talking to his own son, talking about some, hey, take this sip of water. Let me see if you're a real nigga.
Nina, you're wrong about that. What you talking about? Doing evil is committing sin. Well, God commit. No. Here's where you misunderstanding something. If I create a rule for you, how does that rule I create for you affect what the hell I do?
Which is why I think he's his own op. I'm just saying, because if you really look at it, check me out, bro. That man goddamn smited. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah, wiped it out. God did that. The devil didn't do that. He didn't send the devil down there to blow it up. He sent 2 angels down there to do some recon. God didn't like how it came out. Them niggas is gone. Part 2. He did not send Moses. He did the plagues, bro. God did the plagues. He didn't like how they was rocking. Sent some bad juju down there. He did that. Let's keep going. Jonah got ate by the fish. He didn't tell the devil to go get the fish. Jonah got ate by the fish because he needed to get taught a lesson. God be your own op sometimes, bro. And I'm not saying that he is intentionally evil. He just give you some bad shit that you got to learn from. Yeah.
That's what it says. Yeah. That's what he said.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
I just feel that the humans had to personify that shit, and thus we got the devil. Like, they look at God as being so merciful and so nice and just so loving, and God just loves me. No, that nigga got a bad temper some days. The fuck? He sent his son down here, and he knew the story. That sounds like op behavior to me. I'm just saying, it's giving op on a Tuesday, maybe every other Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all might get mad and y'all might have ruffled some feathers. Y'all might want to tussle. Relax. It's my theory. But I just think God and the devil are the same. And he just puts a new trench coat on when he want to go do some devilish shit. You know what I'm saying? Some I fuck around, find out type shit. That's all. Job too, because at the end of the day, you're telling me, and this. Here we go, Yonina. You brought up Job, and that's one of my favorite stories. You gonna sit here and tell me God ain't an op, and he looked at Job and was like, "Hey, devil, I'm gonna fuck his life up. If he folds, you got him, but if he don't, he mine." The fuck, nigga, don't use me. What? That nigga really put a bet on that nigga. God put the bet on him. It wasn't the devil saying, "Hey, I'm about to go fuck with Job. You gonna save him?" No, God was like, "Man, let's see if he a real nigga or not. Let's see if he got some hoe in him. I'm about to kill his kids, take his crops. I'm gonna kill his last goat. I'm gonna fuck his wife, and I'm gonna send him. Come on, dog. He did that. He did. Thank you, Marcus, because you're shaking your head. Yes, God.
I'm not disagreeing at all.
God did that shit to Job. What did Job do to deserve that?
And people say he let his kids have birthdays. Damn, that justifies all that?
Hey,
that's a heavy price.
Have a birthday?
That's a heavy price. Goodness.
See,
nah,
and the book of Job ain't even like, come on now. He let Enoch, he got so mad that he was like, "I gotta let y'all niggas die now." Enoch lived to be 350 some odd years old. He said, I don't even like y'all niggas being around that long. Wrap it up.
He got to go in. He got to ride in the spaceship though.
Okay. You get okay. Thank you, bro. That's the point.
No, but
God be the op, yo. God be the op sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Enoch was on the spaceship.
Not only in Enoch, that's just in there. Like it says he just ascended up, beam me up to where? And it says he went away in the clouds.
Yes.
I mean, also, here's another thing. You talk about the three wise men, and okay, they stopping at night for them to like rest. They fall on the cloud that stops to let them keep traveling to go to this other town. No. I know there's people who don't love the religion talk, so
we're gonna wrap it up soon. We're gonna wrap it up.
But I'll just say, like, it's clear, like, if you just reading it for what it is, it literally talk about aliens in there. It literally talk about spaceships. For people who think, oh, God would never do this again. No, he tell you, I'm gonna test you, I'm gonna try you, I'm gonna send ops your way. I mean, he do all that. He said, I create the light, the darkness. I create good and evil. I put all this out here. And I'm just a screenwriter sitting here just watching the script. It's his movie. It's his movie.
But then you want to know something? Okay, this is my last topic, and we can get off religion. I can't stand the people that be like, astrology is the devil, spirituality is the devil. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, pause. You're telling me astrology is a bad thing, but three wise men looked up at the sky and said, "We're gonna follow that star."
Well, and then you look at the Mayans. They were looking at the stars to discern time, crops, all these things like that. I mean, in fact, if you go into early early farming and planting of crops and all that, you had to follow the stars to understand what the hell was going on.
Why don't we have 13 months?
That goes into people changing the calendars and doing whatever they want.
We don't want to talk about the Georgian people that just change up everything.
Oh, you're talking about the Gregorian calendar and all that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about.
Well, that gets into history, and and just people deciding that, you know what, since I'm so important, I need to have a month of my own. You know, Mr. Julius Caesar, who decided to create July. I get it, and be like, you know what, I want to have a month to my god, Janus. So we'll have January. I mean, but then if you're gonna go there, then we can even go into, you know, the days of the weeks, how they got their names.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I mean that because they all based off of Norse gods and stuff. So all of this got some form of some kind of, whether you consider it religion or whether you consider it mythology, whatever, it's all shrouded in it. I mean, hell, even like New Year's Eve, that's supposed to celebrate the battle of what is it, Tiamat and Marduk.
Marmaduke. Marmalade.
You don't know about that, about Tiamat and Marduk, and about this great war that they were having, and this goes back into like Babylonian like mythology.
Mm-mm. He said, "Damn it, Janice." Yes, Janice is the reason we in January right now and it's cold as a bitch. He gave that girl a cold ass month. She a cold ass bitch, apparently. But Julius get the fun month. Julius get the bitch with the longest days.
Mm-hmm.
July is the month with the longest days because June 21st starts the summer, and those when the days are the longest. Marmaduke, marmalade. I ain't even know all that.
Well, I think about it. Why do some of the months sound like in Latin? Why do they sound like numbers? December, Dice,
Oh my
10,
god! Now I know what fucking thing is buzzing.
November, November, Noventa. You know, October. Well, in the because I'm switching back and forth from different, but Otto or Ocho, 8.
So gone.
Yeah. I mean, so some of the it gets interesting.
Y'all, I've been hearing this damn iPad. This iPhone. Goddamn. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck been beeping so goddamn time. Y'all, it's my work phone. I might get shot.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, but you see, I guess we'll transition onto another category. Greenland turned into a interesting nothing burger.
Man, because Greenland told them niggas pull up or shut up. That's why. Greenland, I wouldn't fuck with nobody that be quiet. Y'all ain't learned y'all lesson about fucking with the quiet people. Don't fuck with the quiet folks. Because they got some shit we don't even know they got because they quiet. They be quiet.
They literally basically told Trump, we gonna give you, hey, you can do all this and you can do all that and you can do all this. All the shit that he was already getting. And this dumbass is so dumb. He made this deal as if he got a whole bunch of new shit. They basically like went into your house, took a couple of pots off the stove, wrapped them up and handed them back to you and told you, hey, here's your present. And Trump is so happy he got a new present. Like, damn, this man is dumb. Like they already were allowing us to have bases over there. That's nothing new. They were always allowing that. But hey, let this idiot do what this idiot do. And then you heard what Mark Carney of Canada said, right? To Trump. I don't know. Let me see if I got it. Do I got it up? Because he basically told them, hey, it's time for y'all to stop, it's time for y'all to stop paying attention to the US. And I think this is what I've been saying for the longest. This is when shit gonna really hit the fan. Yes, and he kept calling it Iceland too in Davos.
It's Greenland.
And do you know that was it Caroline Levitt tried to spin it and be like, he didn't say that. That's not what he said at all.
Man, listen, them niggas, the whole group of them is retarded. This is what happened.
And when Trump is gone, oh my God, they're gonna be so shocked at what the fuck happens to them. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying nothing. I was just saying this whole group of retards, hard R's.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all these people who think because Trump has been saying this and saying that you're gonna be protected. You're not gonna be protected when it's all over with. Let me see. I'm only gonna just bring up. I think I'll bring up this one, just cover some of what he said. I'm not gonna go into the whole speech, but Mark Carney had some interesting thing to say. Let me mute this before. Oh, I guess it is muted.
When we're Canadian,
hold on,
inclusive.
Second, because I thought he had some powerful words to say. So let's share this. Share screen, and so this is what Carney had to say to Trump, which I think that this right here, people can look at it as an isolated Canada to Trump, but I think he's speaking for more people than Canada, and I think this can have reverberating consequences. See, people are thinking that, well, this is just like Trump is president right now, and so once he's gone, you know, everything will be able to get back to normal trading and everything will be fine and all that. And I don't think that they really get what this can lead to, and I'll kind of go into it more after I let him speak.
Fair, ambitious. Canada grows. Canada and the United States have built a remarkable partnership in the economy, in security, and in rich cultural exchange. But Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian. I said we had to do two things. The first is to be a bastion. The second is to be a beacon, an example to a world that's at sea. In a time of rising populism and ethnic nationalism, Canada can show how diversity is a strength, not a weakness. In a time of democratic decline, we can show how rights can be protected and equal freedoms endure. And in a time of rising walls and thickening borders, we can demonstrate how a country can be both open and secure, welcoming and strong, principled and powerful. There are literally billions of people who aspire to what we have built: a pluralistic society that works, a public square that's loud, diverse, and free, an economy that delivers broadly shared prosperity, a democracy that chooses to protect the most vulnerable against the powerful. Now, Canada can't solve all the world's problems, but we can show that another way is possible, that the arc of history isn't destined to be warped towards authoritarianism and exclusion. It can still bend towards progress and justice.
I mean, that was a good speech, but that's not the one I was trying to show y'all. Apologies. But you did make some good points.
But Thomas, I'm with you, because old girl in Greenland was like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about Kardashian lips or money. We mind our own motherfucking business.
Oh, here it is. Sorry.
If you want to bring that stupid shit over here, mind your motherfucking business. So I'm with Thomas, because that lady was like, yeah, fuck Trump, fuck what y'all got.
Is submitted to no limits, no constraints.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get the video just ready.
You good, boo?
But yeah, this is the one that I wanted to actually show. Yeah, this is the actual one. So here, let me hop back over now.
On the other hand, I would like to tell you that the other countries, especially intermediate powers like Canada, are not powerless. They have the capacity to build a new order that encompasses our values, such as respect for human rights, sustainable development, solidarity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of the various states. The power of the less power starts with honesty.
It seems that every day we're reminded that we live in an era.
Now, I want y'all to notice that he started off in French and he was kind of vaguely speaking, and he switched intentionally to English to make sure, yo, I don't want people who translate to try to like muddy the waters at all. I want you to get exactly what I'm putting down. Because you notice he keep throwing the feint out there about, you know, countries going against sovereignty, you know, authoritarianism, about not respecting rights. And all of these are shots at the U.S., clearly. But he goes more specific in a second. And apologies for those who have already seen this, and I'm just talking a whole lot, and you want me to show the video.
Of great power rivalry, that the rules-based order is fading, that the strong can do what they can and the weak must suffer, what they must. And this aphorism of Thucydides is presented as inevitable, as the natural logic of international relations reasserting itself. And faced with this logic, there is a strong tendency for countries to go along to get along, to accommodate, to avoid trouble, to hope that compliance will buy safety. Well, it won't. So what are our options? In 1978, the Czech dissident Václav Havel, later president, wrote an essay called The Power of the Powerless. And in it, he asked a simple question: how did the communist system sustain itself? And his answer began with the greengrocer. Every morning, this shopkeeper places a sign in his window: "Workers of the world unite." He doesn't believe it. No one does. But he places the sign anyway to avoid trouble, to signal compliance, to get along. And because every shopkeeper on every street does the same, the system persists. Not through violence alone, but through the participation of ordinary people in rituals they privately know to be false. Havel called this living within a lie. The system's power comes not from its truth, but from everyone's willingness to perform as if it were true. And its fragility comes from the same source. When even one person stops performing, when the greengrocer removes his sign, the illusion begins to crack. Friends, it is time for companies and countries to take their signs down. For decades, countries like Canada prospered under what we called the rules-based international order. We joined its institutions, we praised its principles, we benefited from its predictability. And because of that, we could pursue values-based foreign policies under its protection. We knew the story of the international rules-based order was partially false, that the strongest would exempt themselves when convenient, that trade rules were enforced asymmetrically. And we knew that international law applied with varying rigor depending on the identity of the accused or the victim. This fiction was useful. And American hegemony in particular helped provide public goods, open sea lanes, a stable financial system, collective security, and support for frameworks for resolving disputes. So we placed the sign in the window. We participated in the rituals. And we largely avoided calling out the gaps between rhetoric and reality. This bargain no longer works. Let me be direct. We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition. Over the past 2 decades, a series of crises in finance, health, energy, and geopolitics have laid bare the risks of extreme global integration. But more recently, great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. Tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited. You cannot live within the lie of mutual benefit through integration when integration becomes the source of your subordination. The multilateral institutions on which the middle powers have relied, the WTO, the UN, the COP, the architecture, the very architecture of collective problem solving are under threat. And as a result, many countries are drawing the same conclusions, that they must develop greater strategic autonomy in energy, food, critical minerals, in finance and supply chains. And this impulse is understandable. A country that can't feed itself, fuel itself, or defend itself has few options. When the rules no longer protect you, you must protect yourself. But let's be clear-eyed about where this leads. A world of fortresses will be poorer, more fragile, and less sustainable. And there's another truth. If great powers abandon even the pretense of rules and values for the unhindered pursuit of their power and interests, the gains from transactionalism will become harder to replicate. hegemons cannot continually monetize their relationships. Allies will diversify to hedge against uncertainty. They'll buy insurance, increase options in order to rebuild sovereignty. Sovereignty that was once grounded in rules, but will increasingly be anchored in the ability to withstand pressure. This room knows this is classic risk management. Risk management comes at a price. But that cost of strategic autonomy, of sovereignty, can also be shared. Collective investments in resilience are cheaper than every.
Now, I guess I'll hop in here
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of goes on
Good
and on
night,
and on.
Jackie.
Good night, Jackie. And I get it. He is a hypocrite because he's benefited from this system. And I get it. He's tied to Israel, and I get all that other stuff. I get it. And I'm not trying to say that those are not valid points to bring up. I'm saying I'm bringing up a different point. I'm bringing up the point that what he's talking about is going to affect something different than these other overarching issues. What I'm saying is when countries like Canada, which are supposed to be an ally to the United States, start doing business and moving their money away from the United States currency, because this is what Trump doesn't get about the whole NATO needs to be paying and all this stuff that he's saying, his approach that he's been taking. The unwritten rule has kind of been the United States gets a bigger say-so. And they get to do kind of whatever they want as long as everybody takes the United States currency, the US dollar, as the reserve currency of the world. That is what's given the United States the leverage to be able to go around and do whatever the hell they wanted all over the place. What I'm trying to bring up is this change that can be coming is something that isn't going to be a thing that, okay, we have a problem. We don't like what's going on with Israel and Gaza, but that is not something that we feel on a day-to-day basis. We don't like what's going on with what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, but that is not something that we feel on a day-to-day basis. This is something that if he and other countries dump the United States as the reserve currency of the world and investment moves away from the United States, we are going to feel that. You're going to have to deal with situations where when our currency completely collapses, you're going to go to the store and you're going to watch the inflation go through the roof. You're going to feel that. People are going to be homeless. Crime will go up. People will die because of this type of stuff. This is something you will feel. This isn't going to be like, okay, this is something I disagree with this thing that's happening over there. This is something that you're going to feel at home for real. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's kind of like, it's one thing not being happy about how your neighbor, how he treats his wife and wishing that you and everybody else get involved to stop him from abusing his wife. It's another thing when your lights get cut off. We're not feeling it yet. When I say we will feel it, is when all of a sudden we're going to be like Germany was after World War II. After World War I, and you're literally pulling up with a wheelbarrow full of cash trying to get a loaf of bread. You will feel it then. That's what I'm saying. When the stuff that we see going around the world is not somewhere else, when you're seeing it internally in this country, when you got people running up in your house, and I'm not talking about how ICE shows up and kicks in this door on this street and the neighbors all surround. When it's pandemonium and chaos in the streets. When your neighborhood turns into the purge That's what I'm talking about. That's feeling that. That's something different. None of us have experienced any of that before. So that's what I'm saying. If all these other countries start to go in that direction, we are going to feel and experience something on a different level that I don't think people kind of grasp the severity of what he's talking about. Yes, I get it. He's a hypocrite. He's been fine with benefiting from this order when it worked for him and turning a blind eye when it didn't. But right now, this is something that's going to start affecting you at home if it continues to go in the direction that it's going. Exactly. Sam gets what I'm talking about. Chaos is coming to the US. Like I heard Kim Iverson, for instance, talk about if World War III happened. Well, that's something that's kind of happened over there and it won't really affect. Bitch, no, it won't. Bitch. You do not know what the fuck is going on if you think that we won't feel consequences over here. Even if we don't feel a single bomb to drop in American soil, you are going to watch gas prices go through the roof. You're going to watch food prices go through the roof. You're going to watch people who have always had their lights and power and all that. Hey, you better make sure you got some backup generators and I don't know, gallons and gallons of gas on the side, or learn how to survive. Because when power grids and stuff start going down, or you start having rolling blackouts because electricity is too high, it's not going to be no, I'm just going into work in today. You will see unemployment rates skyrocket. I don't think people get the gravity of the danger of what can be coming. And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. You know, I get it. I do care about what's going on and all these other things. But this is something that is a existential threat to you directly, that this is not something that your neighbor or this other person is going to experience. You're going to experience this. You may experience somebody kicking in your door to ransack your house. So sorry to get on my soapbox there, but what do you think, Till?
I think he a fake motherfucker because bitch, you could have said that shit in French, and if you too dumb not to be able to speak French, then that's your motherfucking problem. I'm gonna say what I said because I speak it. You know me, I speak 7 languages. Like, don't play with me, bitch. Say it with your chest in your language too. Shit, say the speech twice if that's the fucking case.
No, I don't think what the reason why he said it in English because he wants Trump.
I know
to hear
he wants everybody to hear it, but like
he wants Trump to hear it.
But
he wants Trump in particular to hear it.
I mean, he just did that weak ass meeting over across the way. Didn't even meet with some real niggas. That's another thing. He didn't even meet with some real people. We're gonna get on Trump in a second, but nevertheless, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, y'all talking, that's cool. Is he hearing you? Probably not. Is he gonna change? Fuck no. Like, we gotta worry about the fact that these motherfuckers about to start World War III on our own turf and it's our own people. We got a civil war we getting ready for. Let's really talk about our agenda. Our what's on our calendar for this year as a United States. We have a civil war first, where we got ICE versus everybody right now. Okay? We got to handle that. And then part 2 is we got to get ourselves prepared for World War III. We got a lot of stuff on our plate. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got a lot of friends.
Yeah, I agree.
Friends. We need to start making friends. But we can't make friends when we got this motherfucker. Wrong point. This motherfucker over here fucking our shit up. Period. So y'all can talk to him all y'all want to. That's cool. I'm glad somebody's speaking up. But that ain't helping. It ain't doing that. Back to our original topic. Too desensitized. Too not giving a fuck. Our plates are too full for us to care.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? If y'all up top big dogs that are in the same realm, okay? Love you too, Alex. Thank you.
Love you too. Thank you.
We're going to try to stay warm, girl. Girl, the snow ain't even started yet. I'm getting pissed off.
No, I'm lucky it's warm here.
If you got 2 big dogs and they can't talk to each other, what can anything between here and here do? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, Marcus.
Well, I don't think that he's talking as in trying to make some arrangement or agreement. I think he's giving a warning to people like, yo, hey, all these other world leaders who I don't talk to on a regular time, y'all follow suit, see what we doing over here. Because he not just talking, he doing actions. He already brokering deals with you know how we talk about the BYDs?
Yes.
They about to start having them in Canada.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he just brokered a big deal where they cut their tariffs on China from 86% to 15%.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He like, oh, okay. I'm willing to, you know, move into that spot and deal with these other countries if Trump don't want to do it. And what he's saying is, he's saying that when he's saying that we are seeing a disruption, not just like a phase, what he's saying is this goes past just Trump. He's saying every 4 years, I can't fucking deal with we're not gonna play this. Well, every 4 years, we'll see what the United States wants to do. He's saying, nah, we're just gonna operate without them and say fuck the US. That's what he's saying here. And he's saying we're just gonna go around you and start doing deals with everybody else. Fuck the US.
Well, that's what Iran was trying. That's what Iran was doing with Venezuela, and they got blown up.
Because what he was, because a lot of those people who live across the northern border of the United States get their energy from Canada. If he said we done doing deals with the US, hey, for a lot of people who live across the Northwest, they think it's cold now. It's going to be real cold and real expensive when you got really, really expensive electric bills because, or heating bills because you can't get your shit from Canada no more.
My bill is extremely high. Well, not my bill, but the energy power company on this side of the world is also very, very high. So I get that high bill price thing, but like the way people are pulling out of us, they don't think that's a problem. That's something else that's bothering me about our political climate here.
That's what I'm saying. More and more countries are starting to pull away from us. And here's my thing. And I love you, Soul, but you're saying Canada's a part of it. I don't get it. No, I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all don't get. Well, all of y'all don't get, and a lot of y'all is because y'all don't believe in scripture. What it literally tells you is that city that was the light of the world, all of its enemy, all of its friends are going to turn its back on it. It predicted this shit 1,000 years ago. It has predicted what is going on, and y'all think all of a sudden it's this new engineering, and really they're all on the same page, and that's not what's going on here. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not what's going on here. Because the United States is the hegemon. They are the sole power that's really controlling it. Well, they're not the sole power. People are controlling the United States, but they're the ones who are punking all the rest of these other countries. And when all these other countries decide, I'm not going to be your bitch anymore, that's not something that, you know, I think people are not getting it, because it literally says in their inward hearts, they thought their houses would go on forever. People think that the United States empire is going to go on forever. And that somehow what the United States is going to pick up their empire and go to another country and be running that other country now. No, that's not what's going to happen. The people that have been controlling the United States, they're trying to milk as much out of this country so that they can move over to one other country. Now, I think that's not gonna work, but that's what's gonna happen. And there's not going to be no reality where the powers that be move everything. Because here's the thing: once you move all of the money out of this country and move it to this tiny little country over there, well, the main thing that's kept the United States powerful is their military. That little country don't have that military might, and we won't have it either. That's what I think that y'all missing, this whole dichotomy of the whole these financial engineers and this controlled demolition and Okay, what they're going to control the demolition of the United States and move to where? What keeps the United States in control is military power and the dollar. The petrodollar, once that thing folds, how do you fund the military? That keeps the power. You can't just transfer that. It's like this. Like if I'm running shit, and or no, let's put it this. Teal has been running shit all this time, right?
And I do. No, I'm playing.
Or we can flip it either way. Either one of us are running shit. Okay, I've been running shit all this time, and now my empire is starting to fall. You think I'm just going to be able to move into Teal's area because now she's the next one up and be able to tell Teal how she's going to run her country and shit? You think I'm going to have that power that I used to have? No, that power is going to be lost, and another country pops up with that power, or you're vulnerable for another country to take that. Like this is not just going to be a transition to new owners over a new house. That's not how it's going to work. No, we the people do not have any power. We the people have no power. Thinking we have power is the illusion. That's just what gives you the sense that this system is legitimate. We don't have no power in none of this shit. Because at any point in time, they could march out with, and I know people are like, well, if the people took to the streets, you'd have to have the whole 350 million all on one accord. And you're not getting that.
And we just talked about classism and colorism and divide.
You're not getting that, period. You're never going to get that. Because you got to remember how much of that 350 million are a part of the system and want to keep it afloat. Because I can show you easily sonic weapons which they can use to deploy, where a group of about 3 or 4 can completely stop a whole entire riot in its tracks with sonic weapons that can put down a couple hundred people easily. And knowing the capability of the weaponry that we have now, this is not the revolutionary period where you're gonna get your muskets together and go fight. They got so many ways to shut every one of these little rebellions down. And the moment it gets to a martial law situation where they don't have to give a fuck no more, they can just start. Dude, they could just go over with helicopters and just. Then what happens to your numbers? Because I don't think any of us got aircraft carriers. I don't think any of us got Apache helicopters. Do anybody got Reaper drones? Anybody got, suicide drones, which they have coming out of what is that? Coming out of Iran? None of us got that type of equipment to fight the US military. Especially when they don't have to play by the rules. Or actually, not that they really play by the rules, not when they don't have to pretend to play by the rules. Yeah, they turned off Venezuela and went in there like it was nothing.
Dog, the fuck up out their beds.
We do not have this power that people think we have. At any point in time, they can sit there and start mowing down millions. And you think any country is coming in here to stop it? Nobody's coming in here to stop it. I'm not saying no lay down. You have a resistance for yourself. But like here's I did a video where I said, armed revolutionaries, are you sure? I went down and I systematically broke down every weapon that they had. I mean, not weapon. Not violent weapon. I broke down every, I guess, what would I call it? The mostly non-lethal. Like, I didn't even really get into the where they really trying to fuck you up. I just went into all the technology that they have that they can use to spy on you, that they can use to shut down your water, that they can use to spy on you, that they can use. I mean, they can stave off any resistance before it gets going. And somebody like me who's strategic, in order for you to have a protracted siege against the United States, you're going to have to be able to have your own land and barricade that with food and water and everything for resistance. You're going to have to get your weapons. You're going to have to be able to get so many different things to be able to fight this resistance that you want to have. That's almost impossible to do in today's era. I mean, the United States spends more on our military than the next 50 countries. I don't see a reality where the military turns on the government, and that's what you would need. That's the only way, is you got the military to turn against the government. Yeah, but every revolution wasn't facing the uphill battle and the difference that we are facing now.
True.
Honestly, think about what is the last revolution that's fought. How long ago was the last revolution? I mean, people have been reading theory books and trying to relate what was going on 100 years ago to now, or trying to compare what's happening in a smaller country to the United States. We're not set up like France, which if they do a mobile strike, then they could literally shut down parts of their government because so much of it is unionized. Union power is gone here. I literally see no way, no shape, no how of any kind of like sustained plan that an American revolution can happen. I mean, think about it. Out here in California alone, you have one police car chase situation, and you see what they're able to marshal for one police chase. I mean, here, let me just show y'all one more thing. Let me just show y'all one more thing. I want to know how y'all fight this, because how do you fight this?
Not we asking Google.
I want to know how y'all fight this.
Google about to tell you shut the fuck up.
This weapon just shouts. It's called the LRAD. It stuns the enemy with high-frequency sound waves, causes dizziness, nausea, panic. Effective from up to 500 meters away. No bullets needed. Just hearing the sound is enough.
How you fight that? I want to know how do you fight that? Literally could just disperse a whole crowd just like that. That's just one tool they got. And you saw that? That's like two people operating that.
Oh.
Let me show you another one. Let's just show you one more.
What the fuck?
How do you fight that? That's what I don't get. How do you fight that?
I'm Terminator, bitch. I don't know, Marcus. I don't know. I love Denise. Not Denise said need to add heavy earplugs to my bag, I guess. That's my baby right there.
But that's the thing. That stuff even gets past headphones. It gets past it because it sends a sonic system out. it not only messes with your ears, it makes you sick too.
Ugh.
It
So
makes
I'm
you
shitting on
like.
myself?
Remember when they were talking about people in Cuba and they were all sick and stuff like that, sick for days and stuff after that? This is the kind of shit that I'm saying that they have. This is what I'm saying. The stuff that they have. Here, I feel like I need to. Let me go back to my video. Let me go back to my video. I'm just going to skip through this a little bit.
My bitch said, heavy earplugs. Hey, I'm cool with a lot of things, but don't send no shit that's gonna make me boo-boo on myself. I don't like that.
Let me drop this down while I pull this up. Yeah, Havana syndrome. It was a real thing. They were really doing something. It wasn't just like, oh, these people just randomly got sick. So let's go to my channel real quick. I'm just going to skip through a couple of points in this video. I'm just going to skip through a couple points in this video just to show y'all. This is what you're dealing with. People still thinking that this is like the French Revolution or something. Like they don't have a tech surveillance state going on right now.
If that's the case, I really hope all of our names are on the same watch list and we go to the same concentration camps. Because I'm just letting you know, me and my friends, we can cook and our shit gonna be popping. So if we get, come to concentration camp 6. That's where Marcus and I are gonna keep doing the show on Saturdays. I don't know. Are we gonna be able to do it on Saturdays? Are we gonna be able to do it on Saturdays if it's the Sabbath? We'll figure out the schedule as soon as we get into concentration camp. But just know, we eating at my tent. Okay, food gonna be busting over at concentration camp 6. Okay.
Yeah, let's show y'all a couple of things. I'm gonna skip around in this. All right. So let me share my screen first. Share my screen first. Now, I'm not saying ever give up, but thinking we could just we're just gonna go take over and we're gonna fight back against them. Okay. That sounds good. Just like the whole Mike Tyson thing. Everybody got a plan till you get punched in the mouth.
Vehicles, MAVs, and micro-electromechanical systems, MEMS, have been in the works since the 1940s, and are cyberborgs and winged creatures that have been enslaved to do man's bidding. The LRAD is a piece of modern military technology with two different is a large-scale area denial system designed to help assist with riot control situations. Essentially, a large modular system for firing numerous Taser X26 stun guns in a 20-degree arc with a 25-foot range. Not something you'd want to be anywhere near when it went off. Another non-lethal energy weapons system designed to help with crowd and riot control, also known as the heat ray. This system works by heating the target's surface on the same principle as a microwave oven. Under continued exposure, people have experienced severe burns to the top layer of their skin. This idea is simple enough. Things get so hot, you wouldn't want to stick around. The Airmatic Smart Pistol is a .22 caliber pistol with a smart technology designed to ensure it can only be fired by. This crazy-looking weapon first appears like an alien technology or something out of science fiction. It's actually a non-lethal incapacitation device designed to temporarily blind and disorient targets. The phaser rifle fires a low-intensity laser beam with a blinding effect and is perfect for a variety of situations where the aim is to disable the target. The Fostech Origin 12 shotgun is pitched as the world's fastest firing shotgun. Although not fully automatic, this shotgun is capable of firing 30 rounds in under 8 seconds. It's also capable of working with a silencer CO, Salvo 12 sound to explode at any time. The XM25 has almost quadrupled the effective range of standard grenade launchers, but it's also heavy and cumbersome to use. Budget cuts, delayed entry into service, and other issues have called development and deployment into question. Nonetheless, this is one dangerous weapon on the battlefield. Human Universal Load Carrier is a hydraulic-powered exoskeleton suit intended
MCX Virtus, This rifle has been specifically designed to meet the needs of security services. It has a modular design, so it can be individually configured for specific tasks. The manufacturer states that there are over 500
Extreme Accuracy Task Ordnance is essentially a self-steering guided bullet designed for military snipers to support improved accuracy over long range in unfavorable conditions such as high winds. Essentially, it's a smart bullet. And this ammo has the ability to hone in on targets and even change course in midair to compensate for target movements or changes in wind speed. The result is a round that can even be fired by novice shooters and still hit their target, with near pinpoint accuracy at long range. Straight out of science fiction comes a light-bending technology called quantum stealth that provides active camouflage to
down the hill. Let's try something else. So we've seen what Charlene is capable of doing on a recon mission. Now let's try putting her in a situation she's well suited for, sneaking up on some evil beaches and hard to reach places. It looks like our friends here decided to have a little dinner party, and they didn't even invite us. And one of them brought a whole bucket of gasoline. We'll just have to show these guys a little hospitality, Charlene style.
Drone Gun Tactical. When you see this amazing gun, you might think that it fires unusual projectiles, like square-shaped bullets, for example. However, the Drone Gun Tactical is not a projectile weapon, but a portable drone mitigation device. Its main advantage is that it neutralizes drones in a careful and absolutely safe manner. It creates a powerful signal that mutes the antenna installed on the drone. When hit by the signal, the drone activates its safety mode. The video recording stops and the drone lands immediately. Or it returns to its operator and helps track their location. Either way, it doesn't cause any damage to the drone. The Drone Gun Tactical has an impressive range of 2 kilometers. The design is portable and only takes a couple of seconds to set up.
This is counter-unmanned aircraft system tech. The laser weapon, which can be mounted onto the back of a vehicle, is designed to help the Air Force take down hostile drones. The laser itself can fire dozens of shots per charge, according to Raytheon, but the Air Force could also hook it up to a generator to deliver a nearly infinite number of shots, the contractor said.
In closing, I decided to show you conventional weapons, which I was around.
Metal Storm is an Australian company that's been developing a line of weapons that use stacked projectiles. Stacked projectile weapons are different from traditional guns as they have no moving parts. Instead of loading a bullet into a chamber and having a mechanism such as a hammer initiate its firing, the Metal Storm weapons use electronics to control the firing sequence. Bullets are tightly lined up within the gun. They're packed between an explosive fuel, and the result of which is a weapon that can fire at a much higher rate than a traditional automatic. One bullet enters the barrel before the last is left, which creates a torrent of ammunition with firepower, just like a high-powered comic book-style laser.
This monster cannon is actually the culmination of over a decade's worth of development and testing. An electromagnetic railgun capable of firing projectiles at over 4,500 miles per hour and smashing through concrete structures 100 miles away.
In closing, I hope that this was informational. So, I know I showed a whole lot of stuff, but I just want to let y'all know that's all the shit that's just a portion of some of the shit we be dealing with. I'm just saying that's a portion. So if y'all feel like y'all got a way to fight that, and
Hell yeah, I'm finna dig my motherfucking compound under the ground. You gotta find me, bitch.
That's all I'm saying. If y'all can fight all that and y'all got a solution for all these different things, then okay, cool. You notice the beard before all the gray in there?
I'm good. Hey, Abby Dabby Doo. No.
Hey, Abby.
No.
I was like, hey, Till, you noticed before that video was before the gray?
Yes. But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, Lee, what's giving us gray? Is it the fog? Is it the stress?
That's what I'm saying. When I know because that one where it was showing the railgun and all that. Okay, let's say you built up your area and you got a camp somewhere that you're gonna try to fight from. They can blow that shit up easy.
Don't blow my. I worked hard for this camp.
I'm not telling anybody to give up, but you gotta fight. You gotta figure out how to deal with all that. If you can't figure out how to deal with all those things, then I don't know what you're gonna do. Because I get it. Some people are like, oh man, I got this chopper, I got this, I got that, I got the switch, I got okay. What's your switch gonna do against all this then? Hell, if you run out with your switch and they put that heat ray on you, what you gonna do? You're not even close enough to fire on them yet, and you already feel your skin on fire. What you gonna do? That's all I'm saying now. Granted, they can keep their tyranny up, but the first wave of us definitely ain't gonna be around. First wave definitely ain't making it, and you might be in some. And also, what have they been working on lately? AI robots. So if the military do want to turn against them, you don't think they've thought of contingency plan yet for that? Robot soldiers. I'm just saying. I share what expertise I have. And then if y'all can figure out a way around these things, because it's just kind of like people who love Marx. Marx was given a critique of capitalism. I'm given a critique of just thinking you're going to willy-nilly go out there. Now, if you got something to get around that and a solution, cool. And please do not share it in the chat. Don't share your ways. If you got a way for when all that shit comes and you're able to put together a movement, cool. But just keep in mind all of these things that have been laid out. And that's just, I keep saying I need to do a part 2 to that video because there's more that I could put out now. That video was from how long ago did I do this video? That video was from 4 years ago. How much technology do you think they've come out with in those 4 years since that?
Can you pull up the discombobulator?
Oh, you talking about the one that messes your stomach up?
No. Well, I guess is that what it is? President Trump reveals secret discombobulator weapon used to capture Maduro. They press buttons and nothing worked. The one that Yonina was talking about. The discombobulator.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
And yes, Abby Dabby Doo, they killing whites. Italians at that. Italians ain't nothing but white black people. Just like Filipinos ain't nothing but black Hispanic people. Asian Hispanic people.
Did you want me to pull up the? Let's see. I could just pull up the info on it. Which source do I want to use? Let's use this source.
Lord, which one is it?
Let's just use this source here. They can't be wrong. They wouldn't.
Who, TMZ?
No. The TOI. Trump says U.S. forces used discombobulator energy weapon during Venezuelan raid. Because I remember people do that. Like, I mean, Venezuela putting up much of a fight. And if Venezuela can't put up much of a fight, I wonder what fight the people on the street they're going to be able to do.
Good night,
But U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. military used a mysterious new weapon discombobulator during the operations to capture then Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in Caracas. Earlier this month, Trump tells the New York Post the discombobulator, I'm not allowed to talk about it, Trump says, according to Trump. The weapon made Venezuela equipment not working, suggesting that the system was used to disrupt the Venezuelan air defense and radar system, allowing U.S. forces to carry out the raid with near impunity. Y'all think they can't use that against you? That's what I'm saying. Y'all think they can't use that against you? All right, cool.
But you know what they can't use against me? Fucking my wife. Can we talk about Adam 22 in that fight?
Oh.
Not you. Not gonna fuck on my wife.
Man, I don't know. Hey, people is built different. People is built different, man. Like young Don was even talking about, because that's how I even found out about the fight. Young Don was talking about it. He's like, and you got people who've been married for 15, 20 years, or been married for 20 years, and they'll find out that their wife cheated on them 15 years ago, and like, nope, I'm done. And this dude allowed his wife. I mean, maybe if they was, I don't know. I guess people into the swinger thing stuff too, but I don't know. I guess it's a different type of person.
Bro. That's not.
It's a different type of, well, but he be getting his too, because for the longest they were doing videos with him, her, and another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, well, since we've been doing this and you're the only man that I shoot with, and we have all these other women, at some point, you know, you need to let me shoot with a man. And I'm like, if that's the trade-off, I'm like, nah, nope, I'm good. But he made, and the crazy part about it is he tried to act like that don't bother him.
Man, that shit to burn me up. If we would like, well, hold on, 50-50 on that. Because if I'm in a relationship with somebody who's already open about that, and we've like established ourselves as being either open or, you know what I'm saying, we out here, you know what I'm saying, flip-floppy applesauce, crisscross applesauce, that's different. But if we didn't establish this as being crisscross applesauce, man, I'll be burnt the fuck up.
Did you hear the stuff she was saying to him to try to hype him up for the fight?
No. That I'll finally give you some ass? I don't know.
She was saying like, you know, hey, make sure you go in ahead and you take out that aggression. Remember, he's the one who had me biting that pillow.
Oh, bitch, I'll beat your ass.
I was like, whoa. Let me pull this up, because for y'all who don't know,
the way I would have knocked her in between a washer and a dryer. Baby.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find. I gotta be careful searching her name.
Who?
Be careful.
I don't think your FBI agent care about that one.
Well, probably not. But I'm talking about. I'm not trying to have my YouTube search all jacked up. My algorithm be all jacked up. Let's see. Pre-fight. Let's see, because there's a part where they're like, where I don't know. I gotta find it. Pre-fight hype. Where was it at? Where she's telling him like, I don't know. It was wild listening to it. Dang, there's a video. I don't know. She was like, "Yeah, you need to make sure you fight hard because that's the dude who made me feel so good." And I'm like,
Washer and
oh,
dryer. That bitch getting out between the washer and dryer. Maybe even the dishwasher and the stove. I don't know.
I was like, "Oh no, that's not right."
No, washer and a dryer. You gotta go. You gotta go. Get her. She gotta go.
Dang, where's the video at? I was trying to find because there's a video where maybe that's what I needed. Adam 22 training. Because
during his training.
Yeah, during his training.
Oh, I'm gonna have to really knock him between the washer and the dryer now, bitch.
That was what she was using to try to hype him up. Dang, how come I can't find it? I mean, for him to go down the way he did, it was embarrassing. Dang it, I can't find it. But there's a video where they're standing in the ring, like he's training, and she's holding up a cardboard cutout. She's holding a cardboard cutout of Jason Love.
They gotta be trolling. It's gotta be trolling, bro, after a while.
Is this it? Hold on, let me see. Let me share my screen. Because this is crazy. I'm like, that's craziness. Let's see. I think this is it. Let's see.
Trying to decide who I'm going to sleep with on fight night, I just feel like there's so many factors. Do either of these guys have any energy left for sex at the end of the day? I don't know. I've never done a boxing fight. Adam, what do you think? I'm Lena Nersessian, aka Lena the Plug. My advice strategy is mostly trying to get Adam to be as angry as possible and just hoping that red takes over. I'm trying to remind him, like, this is the man that had me biting the bed sheets. This is the man that made my body feel amazing in my scene with him. So, I'm just hoping that all of these things build up in his mind and he just sees red and just goes for it and it just takes over. Ooh, better cardio. I mean, my experience with Jason's cardio is obviously only in the bedroom. I feel like he's pretty good. However, I see Adam train every morning. He goes hard. No one has ever gone harder on one of those little stationary bikes than him. So honestly, it's a toss-up for me. I really think that either of them could have it in the cardio game. No, my feelings towards Adam won't change if he gets knocked out by Jason, but he's going to take Jason down. That's not even a question. I'm going to give Adam the best lovemaking possible at the end of this fight. I've been seeing how hard he's been working, and I think he deserves all my love. You may have been able to take me down in the bedroom, but you are not going to take down my husband.
So what do you have to say about that?
Knock her in between the water heater. Yeah, just knock her in between the water heater.
I'm like, wow.
Listen. You can't.
Oh my.
All right. You ain't got it. There's not enough money.
Trying to decide who I'm.
But there's not a lot of money in the world that would have it that I could actually deal with her after the fact. I'll probably beat your ass. And that's coming from somebody. I was just talking to somebody earlier today. Somebody used to deal with or whatever, and he got mad because I was telling him about how other dudes be attracted. He even got in his feelings and was like, "Don't say no shit like that to me." Uh-huh. I mean, I ain't even dealing with you no more. I didn't know you were upset about that. He was like, don't no man want to hear that shit. True shit. But God, dog, wash her in the dryer, bro. Knock her ass the fuck out.
All you gotta do is show this image to him over and over. Like, no. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yes, you do. Knock her. If anybody need to be knocked out, it's her. Fuck Jason.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, you gotta let her go. That's all I'm saying. Let her go. What the young folks say? She for the streets.
Nah, she be on for the streets. The YN say she easy and going.
Easy and going, huh?
Easy and going. Easy is one thing. You know, I'm easy and delusional. You feel me? I'm easy and delusional. I will deal with somebody for a whole weekend and plan out our wedding. I'll meet you on Friday. I'm thinking about getting married on Sunday. That's easy and delusional. No, she's easy and going. Okay, she easy to get in, and she gonna go with it. Yeah, she going. I think it's for content too, Abby, because I be damned. That's got to be for views. That's got to be for likes. It can't be.
And also, I guess that Blueface might be who Jason Love fights next.
His fat sloppy ass. Ew. I don't even know why he's still relevant.
Well, it'd be messed up if Blueface was like, well, then if I fight,
fuck
then
your wife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll fight on your behalf, but I get my turn too.
I got a tag too. Yeah.
Well, I think this is also plugging for her next, no pun intended, for her next plugging. I guess she's supposed to be with some dude called, I don't even know if I want to say this out loud, but I think his name is like the Girth Master or something.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he gets off on being embarrassed or something, or maybe finances are that bad that he just got a full on turn to the whole OnlyFans thing. This is what I don't get. They're already, I don't know how they money is or something, but they're multimillionaires. Why she feel the need that she needs to do this? I don't think she needs to do this. I think she just wants to do this and using my career as an excuse for her to be able to sleep with as many different men as possible.
No Tino shade, but don't men do it too?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Donald Trump hands. Donald Trump did it.
I don't know. I guess I gotta end that there. Leave it on this crazy weird note. I actually gotta go cut my damn hair. Remember, I'm going out. I'm the one going out this time. God damn it.
Marcus got somewhere to be, y'all. Well,
then also I gotta check that. What's the score on that game right now? I think they're playing right now. Isn't or maybe that's tomorrow. Maybe I'm tripping.
Probably tomorrow, bro.
Oh,
playoff games.
Let's see. I don't know. My team is playing. KU is playing K-State.
Oh, you talking about? I was about to say, baby, I don't think your boys in the game no more.
No. I do still follow the playoffs though. I think Denver and Patriots are playing tomorrow, or are they playing today?
I don't think NFL's playing today. I think they're done with Saturday games. I could.
Oh, they're done with Saturday. Yeah. Okay, it is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 12.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, that's what's going on there. And thank you everybody for showing up. Appreciation. I know my brother Saul is not feeling me and not agreeing on the point, but I'm glad he'll at least hear me out. Like I say, y'all won't always agree with stuff I'm gonna say, but at the same time, some of the stuff I've said, I just have not said directly that where I was getting my guidance on understanding certain geopolitical things. And the crazy part about it is, when I didn't say I was getting it from the Bible, y'all were plenty of times y'all were blown away at, dang, how was Marcus so right on this situation? Yeah, I didn't even know y'all were getting Bible prophecy, but as soon as I say Bible, everybody loses their mind about it. But y'all were getting Bible prophecy, and it was right. Because here's the thing, y'all just have been dealing with too many people who don't know how to decipher it and understand it. And because many have grown up in the church listening to bullshit for so many years, y'all think it's all bullshit. No, it's the person who's been telling you it is bullshit. That's the thing. They don't understand what the hell is going on. And they've been reading it through what they've been taught in those cemetery schools. So they get out of the cemetery schools and open up a church. And that's how they've been keeping. I feel like, and especially the people who are Catholics. Catholics and Jewish people are the biggest group of atheists ever. And I get it, because y'all been hearing the biggest loads of bullshit. Yeah. Oh no, I don't call them seminary schools. I call them cemetery schools. Because you teaching people to be spiritually dead. That's what you're teaching them. You're telling them nonsense because you don't understand what the hell that book is talking about. Hell, if you look up like certain words, like for instance, when it talk about hell ain't talking about no fiery pit down below the ground with somebody with pitchforks. Ain't what it's talking about. If you even look up the word devil, you look up the word devil, the devil don't talk about no damn red little serpent and none of that shit. Devil means deceiver. Devil means deceiver. The Satan, Hashatan, that means the adversary. But many of y'all don't know what the adversary is or who the deceiver is. So y'all don't understand what the hell this thing talking about. Or even what the term Lucifer even means. Lucifer is a light bringer. Light bringer back in those times was talking about somebody who was at the top. Somebody who is a star or a celebrity. That's a light. But y'all don't know what this is talking about. Y'all don't know what none of this was a lot of y'all don't know what none of this was talking about at all. And the whole concept of hell comes from Dante's Inferno. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this comes
and he won't even doing a good job of keeping his bitch in check.
A lot of this comes from Greek mythology that's been infused in the Bible to get people who had other pagan beliefs to believe in this new religion of Christianity. That's what most people are arguing against. What you're arguing against is the Bible, how it's infused all this pagan bullshit from Europe into it. When the book is not no European book. That's what I'm talking about. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave it at that.
Drops mic. Or no, sorry, he can't drop it. I was about to say tap mic. I know you be tapping.
All right. Yeah. On that note, I still love all y'all, whether y'all agree with me or not. I still love all y'all. And obviously, I must be saying some things that might have some truth or sincerity in it. That's why y'all probably still deal with me. Still tolerate me. Yeah, I think that's all BS, Chris H. I think they all full of shit. These people are saying this stuff. I think they full of shit. Because I don't even believe in the concept of heavens that Christians believe in. So that's a whole nother thing. And if you get into like literally the language translations, none of this stuff means what none of these people were talking about either. None of this stuff means it when you get back into the Greek and Hebraic translations. None of it translates into what these people what is said in the Bible. So, all right. On that note, this has been the Political Matrix. I am Marcus Morvis Cage here with
Voodoo. Love y'all.
All right, love y'all, and we will see y'all.
Storms here. Peace out.
Peace out. I think we got what, one more what is it, one more Saturday?
I think we have one more Saturday. I think we have one more Saturday. Are we going back?
Oh no. After the Super Bowl.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl. So we'll be going back to Sundays after the Super Bowl in February.
All righty. All
Night,
right, y'all.
solo. Night,
Peace.
guys.
Much love. Thanks for tuning in.
There is discrimination in this world, and slavery and slaughter and starvation. Governments repress their people. Millions are trapped in poverty, while the nation grows rich, and wealth is lavished on armaments everywhere. These are differing evils, but they are the common works of man. They reflect the imperfection of human justice, the inadequacy of human compassion, our lack of sensibility towards the suffering of our fellows. But we can perhaps remember, even if only for a time, those who live with us are our brothers, that they share with us the same short moment of life, that they seek as we do, nothing but the chance to live out their lives in purpose and happiness, winning what satisfaction and fulfillment they can.